Hello, good evening and welcome. Sorry a bit late. It's the most absurd question. Hey, random person on the internet, are you related to random other person on the internet? Seriously? Yep. They don't even share the same last name.
Back. Your steadfast loyalty is
Oh, you never know because, well, random person on the internet. And thank you, Prinkle, for the 3 months of Primarinos. Thank you. Screw the ads. Well, there are not that many ads on this channel. Like, I love that when I'm sometimes watching, when I'm watching live streams. I'm just gonna bring this up a little bit. There you go. Watching live streams, and then the streamer goes like, "Oh yeah, I have to show ads. It's Twitch makes me do it." Like, no, they don't. They don't make you show ads. You choose to show ads. Like, oh yeah, I have to show 3 minutes of ads every hour. I hate it as much as you do, but I have to. It's kind of like no, it's not. It's only like the top 10 streamers who have a contract with Twitch that specifically states about the ones that are sponsored by Twitch. For example, esports teams. A lot of the esports teams are sponsored by Twitch. You can see it on their jerseys. They say Twitch. And if that's the case, then when they stream on Twitch, they have to show a certain amount of ads, which is like a ridiculous amount. But Joe Average Streamer is not forced to show ads. He just chooses to and then blames Twitch for shoving ads down your throat. Just FYI. So yeah. Hey, some stream anniversary. Almost 100. Absolutely, almost 100. I don't hope that when you get to 100, you'll just be like, that's it, I'm out of here. I achieved the goal. I like 12 to 20 minutes. Here's again. A guy I follow has. Why do you follow a guy who spends like 20 to 25 20 to 33% of the time just showing ads? Like, that is insane. Yeah, but there is, like, if you're watching like esports players, then they might have some contract that says they have to stream this amount of time, and when they stream they have to show this amount of ads, and that's probably like 12 minutes of ads per hour or something insane like that. I mean, the good thing about it is, like, it really motivates people to subscribe to the channel because that is insane. And I do think that if you're playing, like, I don't know, some kind of shooter or something where there's a little bit of downtime where it's like, oh, game is over, we're going to queue for the next one, and then there's like 10 minutes of waiting time, then that's probably like a good time to just roll some ads. But yeah, it's crazy. Holy smokes. Cantic. 130 stream streak. Never heard you speak. Never heard you say anything and beyond that. 20 messages in chat. And the last message is 2 years old. Damn. Oh, yeah, that's a impressive lurkerino there. Oh, what good base building automation game do you know which happened on Mars? No, I don't know any. There's a million games on Mars. Thank you, Kentek. That was really impressive. 130 hours of lurking. You've taken a vow of silence sometime back in 2023, and then you've been keeping up all along. So, Rainbow Six Siege competition streamer. Ah, well, that's probably someone who is like mandated to do that if they're on a team. You do have a great stream. I do that a lot. Not a lot, but a lot. Yeah, I know, and it's also something I appreciate, and it's something I am not going to strive away from. I know that I don't have sort of the most active chat, but that's okay. I know that people are sort of doing stuff in the background. Some people are, and it's perfectly fine. And also even falling asleep to it, that's also fine. Everything is fine. You can consume the stream pretty much as you like. So that is totally fine. Yeah. Yeah, base building game on Mars. They crossed, but I wouldn't say like you're saying good base building game. So I don't know. I wouldn't say that's not great, but there are a lot of them, and that's like surviving Mars and recolonizing Mars and whatever else Mars. And immediately get hit with an ad. Yeah, the banjo. That's unfortunately the case because that's the thing. Like this is the way Twitch forces you to play ads is that you pre-roll ads are forced on you on Twitch channels. So I can't control when people sort of click my channel, they will get served an ad before they come in. The only way for me to avoid that is by running at least 3 minutes of ads every hour. But I'm like, no, I don't want to do that because here's the thing. The pre-roll ad is something Twitch does forcibly, while rolling 3 minutes of ads is something that I have to do. And I think this is the dilemma of you're sort of running on the tracks and you're running one person or 5 people over or whatever, and then if you change the track, you run someone over. It's a little bit like that where like I don't want to I take the default choice, the choice of I take what I'm forced to take. The same on YouTube. YouTube says these are the ads that we want to play. And I'm like, yep, I'm not going to add any more ads. That's how it is. But I'm not going to be consciously going like, ooh, let me add more ads so they become slightly less annoying, but more. Like, also you're open to it, not just no ads. Nice. Yeah, so once you're in, you're in. Ads on Twitch, is it somehow tied to country? Is this a sign to live in a poor country? Yeah, that's actually true. I know that in Denmark, there aren't really that many ads because they can't fill up the ad breaks. And then it's like ads for some junk thing. But, you know, I don't watch a lot of... I mainly watch VODs rather than ads, rather than streams. Specifically because of that. So... If you really wanted, you could run 1 minute ad during the 2 minute break. I could, but what would be the point of running 1 minute of ad? Like, I did a test back in the days, a long time ago, and maybe things have changed a little bit, where I was like making $60 a month on ad revenue, and then I started doing a test for a month where I every break would run 2 minutes of ads, and then after a month I made $90 worth of ads. So it's like, okay, so bothering everyone for additional 2 minutes plus the hassle of figuring it out and doing all that stuff for $30 a month, like you gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah, ads on Twitch are absolutely atrocious. On the other hand, I mean, if you're having 10,000 lurkers, then sure, shoving ads down the throat actually adds up. But I don't. I have a few people, and yeah, every 30 minutes, 2 minute break for yourself sounds reasonable. I do it 2 minutes every hour. On the top of the hour, I take 2 minutes pretty consistently. And that's just countdown and letting the stream run in the background.
Our illustrious champion returns.
Loadering, thank you for the 6 months. With you, we're happy few. Yeah. I don't think... you just like your viewers too much to force ads on us. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but I think it's more sort of respect. But there is a way I want to run my business, and I want to run it in a way that I would want things to be run. So that's why you don't see sponsorships all over. That's why you don't see like branded stuff everywhere and all that stuff. Like I do a sponsor stream once in a while, but then it's also pretty clear that, yeah, it's maybe a game that I was going to play anyway, or a game that I may have missed, but it would be sort of up my alley anyway. Or even the last sponsorship I was offered, I actually said to this developer, I don't think you need to sponsor me because I'm going to play this game anyway. I think you should use those sponsorship money to get somewhere to sponsor someone else. Like that's the kind of way I want to run my business. And then people can call me a sellout or whatever because I sell blueprints. But I really feel that, I mean, anything we do, you can build it yourself from what we show, and then it's just a convenience to get the blueprints sort of all neatly wrapped up. And it also just gives something to the people who want to support, because I want people to support mainly because they want to support. And in order to do that, I kind of also have to sort of, if you see like ads plastered all over the screen, and you see sponsorships for random tower defense mobile games all over the place, and every YouTube channel has like an integration with something like, oh, word from our sponsor, Square VPN, whatever, right? Then you plural you would also be like, yeah, okay, this is how he makes his money. I hate it, but whatever. Now I don't do that, so I'm kind of saying, like, I strip all that away, and I'm basically just here as a street musician, and then hoping that someone will sort of throw a coin while they're here. If they enjoy the show, then I hope that some of you will just throw a coin, and the best way to throw a coin is either on hype trains or subs, or preferably actually on Patreon, and that works pretty well. It works so that I can pay my bills and continue to do it this way. And I'm really hoping that I can continue to do that, because that is really how I want to do it. It also means that I don't need to keep growing. I would love to sort of have consistently 500 plus viewers. That would be lovely. But having 1,000 viewers, it gets really stressful, and also a hell of a lot more moderation. So, there's also just that part of it. You have it? Do you know or have an idea about the age distribution of viewers? Yeah, I mean, my age distribution of my viewers is basically white men in their 30s and 40s with a degree in engineering or computer science. There we go. That is the archetypical viewer on this channel. Well, that's me. There we go. And it's probably not just you. It's probably more than just you. So, but there's of course a spread, and there's all sorts of variation. Cat feed tracks. Thank you, Odin. Much appreciated. Chemical engineering. Well, 22 then. You're on the young side, but you're still studying chemical engineering. Yeah. There's a question about Prime. Do Prime subs help at all or not? Oh yeah, they absolutely help. They're really nice. They every Prime sub is $3.50 for me, which is nice. So definitely appreciate the Prime subs. I prefer the normal subs because they're sort of recurring and they're more reliable. But hey, if I gotta earn your Prime sub every month, I'll be happy to give it a shot. I think people complaining about you selling certain content like blueprints forgot that this is your job, as long as Syria, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's always going to be people complaining about everything. So it's the internet. It's where people complain. So I don't really mind so much. It's the way it is. Hey, Chewy dies. Oh no, has subscribed. Thank you. More viewers means more expectation to keep everyone happy, and most of us are old enough to know you can't keep everyone happy. Yeah. Partner Plus threshold for increased revenues. Yeah, but the Partner Plus threshold, I actually haven't worried about that for a while. So. And that was you with the Prime sub. Thank you. And I'm also in the same demographic, software engineer. Yeah, and now the hype train is tapering off. What do you study? I have a Master of Science in Engineering, specialized in logistics and transport, surprisingly. And then I have an executive MBA in management of technology. So those are my only two master's degrees. I don't have doctor's degrees in anything. And then also other things. I'm also a trained sexologist, but I don't think that comes in. That's not particularly what you're asking about. So, yeah. So that's and that was the train that petered out. The sexology is only useful and clever. Come here, you sexy little pentapod. Well, a pentapod is kind of like a starfish, and a starfish is really not the type of person you want to hook up with. The starfish archetype. So, yeah. I think pentapods are a little more lively than that. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll just wrap that one here. Some argue people with many degrees as a sign a person is bad at actual industry job. Yeah, some people argue. Apparently you do. Many degrees. Well, I got my master's degree. Otherwise, I really couldn't get an engineering job. You know, that's kind of how the field of engineering works. Then I worked for 10 years as an engineer. Got into the career, got into management, project management, program management, and then I wanted to sort of learn that craft more specifically. So I sort of put it forward to my employer at the time that I wanted an executive MBA. And they were like, oh, no one's ever gotten that from this company. I'm like, well, that means I'm going to be the first. Otherwise, I'm not going to stick around here. And then after a couple of years of negotiating, and then I got sort of half of it paid, and I paid the other half by sort of foregoing my bonus for a couple of years. And that's and that's how I got the executive MBA, which has been super useful. Not so much in my my corporate job, because I could. It's like reading the Matrix. You can read the Matrix, you can see the Matrix, you can see all the shit that's going on, but you can't change it. You have read-only access to the Matrix, which sucks. So I couldn't really change anything. I could see all the things that were wrong, like how the organization was designed inherently to build conflict between departments, and those conflicts sort of always escalated, and it was sort of drawing down these lines and the way the escalation culture. Like, I could see all the shit, but I couldn't do anything about it because it was just not my place to do anything about it. And yeah, but as self-employed, it's kind of my own company, and sure, I don't have like a giant company to run around, but I do very consciously, like the stuff I'm just talking about previously, about how I sort of, I know my audience, and I know my audience, for example, they're going to use ad blockers, and they head ads, and me embedding ads sort of to bypass ad blockers is going to come off, I don't know, not insincere, because it's kind of, the industry is like this, but me choosing to sort of acknowledge that, yeah, we all hate ads, right? Yeah, okay, so let me not be one more guy trying to shove ads down your throat in a new and innovative way. So that's kind of also me just saying, hey, I know you hate it. I know you're my core audience. You hate it. So I'm going to not do it, because I also know that my core audience is a good audience in terms of sort of disposable income. So if I was, if my audience was 12-year-olds, then that wouldn't be an option, because they don't have a disposable income. So the only way to monetize 12-year-olds is sell them merch and shove the ads down their throat. Like, that's how you monetize 12-year-olds. But for me, it's like, no, if I'm going to be respectful of you, you're more likely to be generous to me. And that's how I feel. And it's also a way that I find is sympathetic. It's also how I do it myself. If I find some content creators that I enjoy, then I support them on Patreon, because that's kind of like the consistent way of saying, hey, I want to support you. I love what you do, and you're not going to make any ad revenue on me anyway. So. Have you ever wondered how it would be to start running a small startup? Yeah, I am running a small startup. My company is a small startup. It's not really a start. Oh, I just lost focus there. It's not really a small startup anymore, because I've been doing it for 7 years now. So. Graduated in magna cum laude, yeah. They don't. But yeah, I have been wondering how it would be to run a small startup, like a traditional startup with a product and product launches. What type of business is it? It's a content creation business. This is what I do. Plus, I'm also investing in other small companies. and I'm kind of looking for my next little adventure. It's not because it's not really for money making. It's just because I want this thing to exist. So let me try to help them get this thing to exist without losing too much money on it. That's the kind of investing I want to do, because the other thing where I invest to try to make money is going to be too stressful. And sure, it would be nice. I have a friend who runs like a medical startup with some apparatus to move premature babies, and it's really cool. And I've been wanting to invest, and well, like, yeah, but then it becomes like an investment out of in thinking that I'd make money off of it, and I really don't want that with a friend. And so yeah, but this startup is school that I'm investing, so I was the one sort of putting down the money on getting it started, because yeah, I wanted that to exist. And I'm also looking for some, let's say, I want to support particular community in Copenhagen. And that is a community that's kind of, can someone sometimes have is catering to people who just generally don't have money. So making money on something like this and keeping a business running is really difficult. So, do you start a manufacturing startup in Europe? No, I wouldn't, because that's a fuck ton of work, and I don't like work. There's a reason why I'm a streamer. It's because I don't like work. I think that's smart. Well, friendship and money can go well together. I mean, this is a very good friend that I've helped start up her school, but I also give him very favorable terms. And on the end of the day, if it doesn't pan out like money-wise, then it's also fine. So now, running a small business is incredibly stressful, and I have decided that I don't like work, and I love my work situation right now because it is not stressful. I really enjoy. I sit down and I make a video. I do these live streams, and it's fun, and it's not super profitable, but it generates some ideas that I can make YouTube videos that are not so I'm more focused on the rest of the stuff. Like, I'm very much enjoying all my content creation, but I'm also in the part where I really want to enjoy life. And running a startup is definitely not going to be something that is compatible with 2 girlfriends and a lot of hobbies. So definitely not really happening. So I'm just not there anymore. I'm retired. I mean, being in a consultancy role, being in the sort of board of directors, yeah, sure, I could do that, right? Small game studio could be a lot of fun, but you need the right people. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think any of what you said is correct. I don't think a small game studio is fun. I think it's extremely stressful, because imagine this. You working for 3 years, let's just say 3 years, on building your product, and you do everything right, and it all comes down to 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks from your launch, and that's it. That's all the time you get to recoup the investment. And if those 2 weeks are just the 2 weeks where there's, I don't know, internet outage or something, or it just happens to be the launch of something that is in your niche, and well, fuck that. That's 3 years down the drain. No, so I don't think any of it. It is such an overcrowded field as a game studio, and finding the right people is fucking difficult, because there is this notion that you want to get in, and like in our business, it would be like, oh man, imagine being part of the next VOD. Oh, that would be so cool. And I want shares, and I want this, and I want, oh, by the way, and I also want a really well-paying job because I'm a senior developer and I can do all a full stack developer. I can do all sorts of things. It's like, yeah, but those things are not compatible with a small company. In a small company, you sort of have to make do, and everyone can do everything, and I can't do anything. So what the fuck is my point in the company? I'm just not an asset in a small company. I'd be an asset in a company that has outgrown itself, that suddenly got popular, grown, and go like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? We used to just like talk together, but now we're 40, 50 people. We need structure, we need process, we need all the boring stuff that keeps the things from sort of falling apart. Then that would be where I would be useful, but it would be fucking boring. So, yeah. Of the opinion that if you loan someone money, you have to be fine with never seeing it again, which is why friends and money don't bother me. friends and money doesn't bother me. Yeah, that's also why how I'm saying it. I also said it to her. It was a lot of money for her, but for me, it was like I don't need it right now. It would be just like I would invest it, sure, but for you, it means that you can start your school this year instead of next year. So sure. I was 5 years in investment business. I quit because conscience. Money can't buy you happiness in the soul. No, but it can buy you all the things that make you get you peace of mind. Here, Charisma. The Riz. Get with the Gen Z slang. Got the Riz. Internet programs have. Yeah, but it's not really something that's valuable. It is valuable, sure, but if you're 3 people and they each have a 33% share of the company, I'd rather trade me out for a full stack developer or a graphic artist or something like that. The stuff that I bring to the table is so marginal. So, if everything fails you, just go hot tub streamer. Well, I mean, my hope is that at some point I won't be financially dependent on streaming and YouTube content. But you know, has long prospects because you never know. I'd like to sort of be able to sort of live off investments, but you know, I didn't buy Bitcoins back in the days. So having a startup or even being involved with one does not pay the bills. There can be a nice payout after many years. Exactly. But it's just as likely to fail. It's not just as likely to fail. It's like 90% chance of failing. So this is why I would, honestly, if I was to do something, I would be more inclined to sort of be a little bit invested in a lot of companies or be a little bit invested in a company that's growing. So if I could like spend 10% of my time on a company and then obviously also sort of only have a small piece of it, then that would be much more interesting for me than being wholly invested in something that might pay out in 3 years, but most likely it won't, right? There's so many games that just don't work here. New here, love the YouTube, great work. Thank you, Turtle EU, welcome. Yeah. So it's actually, it's completely true with the startup. And I'm like, the friend who has this medical startup, she's been at it for 4 or 5 years or something. She started being sort of the inventor who came up with the idea, and then she hired some product people to actually get the product online. Then she hired some people or sort of partnered with some people who knew the medical industry, and then she partnered with someone who could sort of get the foot in the door with the certifications and all that stuff. And now the company has grown to the part where she's the CEO, and she does CEO stuff. She doesn't do any product stuff anymore, and this is really impressive. But she's also like, it's not really my specialty. She is this founder CEO, and now she's just doing CEO stuff and shaking hands and going out on business meetings, but not really being in the nitty-gritty details. And that's kind of what happens, right? As you grow and you become successful, your role changes because everyone loves, if you're investing in a company, you want to meet the founder. You don't want to meet a professional CEO. You want to meet the one who had the idea, who's taking it, who has invested, who is still owns, like, I don't know, I think she owns like 40% of the company still. And then like that kind of thing. And that's the one you want to invest in her and her vision, not in just like, yeah, okay, it's a generic company with a generic CEO and it's whatever. Like, and she's been at it, and she never knows when the money runs out. And then, oh, okay, new investment round and new valuation of, I don't know, like $30 million or something, or 30 million euro or something is the next valuation round. So it's pretty neat. That's what she's aiming for, right? But you know, it's also one of those things where that value is like, wow, I own that. Yeah, but you can't really just, if you sell it, it's not worth it, because then, oh, the founder CEO doesn't want to own her own company. Ooh, that's not a good sign. So it's a little bit fantasy money, and she can't really pay rent with that. So it's an interesting thing. And those kind of investments, valuations, and that kind of stuff, it's really hard to. You're not spending it on a CEO job or salary for yourself, because when you're out applying for new funding, then they're gonna go like, you pay yourself how much? No way we're gonna invest in it. We want you to sort of scraping by and just really feel that you're doing this for the payout down the line. not for sort of just making a cushy living in a startup. That's should not. Investment banker job. Yeah. Well, so that sounds nice, Odin. You quit and now you're just watching live streams and stuff, or yeah. Hello, Moon. Good to see you. And a startup for like 2 years of it existing, and 7 years in they got bought by a multi-billion-dollar company. She's glad they did well and continue to move up, but it's a whole different ballgame now. Yeah. I also owned like 0.6% of my first company. Well, my first company, first company I was employed in. After a while, I was like, I want that. And someone left. It was like company employer stock. So someone left, and he had that 0.6%, and I was like, I want that. And they were like, no, but you haven't been here long enough. And there's other people who've been here for longer. And I was like, I don't give a shit. If you want me to keep working here, you give me that that 0.6%, because otherwise you're not serious about me. And then why should I be serious about you? The CEO was like, that is the last time you do shotgun diplomacy with me. I was like, yep. So, and then it was also nice, and I earned some revenue from that over the years. And when I left the company, I was kind of thinking like, okay, well, if this company sells, it ended up being sold for 100 million Danish crowns, so it would be like 600,000 Danish crowns, which is like, I don't know, like 90,000 euro, which is nice to sort of just like, oh, but I didn't stay there until it got sold, because I was kind of like, yeah, my career is flattening here, so I can sort of stay here until the CEO retires and sells the company, and then I can cash out and then leave, or I can just go like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna be pursuing my career. And it was the right move, I think. It got sold 2 years later, but I shouldn't have been there for 2 years more. It just didn't make sense. The state nowadays is a problem with it, in my humble opinion. Most people nowadays start calculation in head whether there will be a gain in any pursuit. Back in the day, there wasn't such a huge view of those successful. I think it's the unicorn thing, right? Like everyone sort of tells the story about the chef at Google, or the guy who made the graffiti at Facebook, and like they got a little bit of stock, and then they're like multi-millionaire today. That's the thing that everyone sort of like, oh, could I just be like doing something trivial and then become a billionaire? Like, well, no, that's why it's a unicorn. It's not something that just happens with any old game, right? So you couldn't hold the shares without working there. No, that was not how it worked. Had to be employed. Yeah, burned out. The banking industry is a beast. Yeah. Picked business up and destroyed their dreams just for getting more salary. Not worth it. Sounds good. I mean, not good, but sounds good that you left that. It's pretty rough when incentives are negatively correlated with what it should be. So. You can still do something trivial and be a billionaire. Start an online casino. Good luck. Just to start an online casino. I don't think that it's just like, oh, just do that and then you're instantly a billionaire. Someone did it, yes, and someone be a billionaire, sure. Someone also made South Park and became billionaires from doing it, but that doesn't mean that any old idiot can draw cartoons and become a billionaire from it. Like there's a time and a place, and I also saw that eBay, the Spanish streamer, just set a record with 7.5 million live viewers on Twitch. 275 viewers. I'm happy. I don't think that we are going to be hitting 3.75 million or 3.5 million live viewers on Twitch today, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay. That's fine. We're not going to be. That's not what we're striving for. This is the part, right? I went to a party on Saturday, a couple of last week. Yeah, not this Saturday, last week. Not just whatever. Not this, a week ago. And with some friends, and they were going out, and I was like, I don't want to go out. Like, oh, we're going to this cafe, and I was like, I am definitely not going to that. Say, this is such a posh place. And they're like, oh, come on. Like, no, I don't go out. I don't want to do that shit. And And then, sorry, I was about to leave, and they were about to heading out, and then there were like 6 girls that go like, oh, please come with us. All right, I'll walk you there. So I walked there, and they're like, oh, come on in. I was like, I don't want to, but all right. I mean, and then I couldn't get in because I wasn't dressed up nicely enough. They just looked at me, they're like, you're not getting in with those shoes and those pants. I was like, that is so, it's so funny because it's not exactly like I couldn't afford to dress nicely. I just don't bother. I don't give a shit. Like, I dress like a dad because I am a dad, and it's really not what matters. So side pockets are nice, but you can't get into a fancy nightclub with side pockets. And I didn't want to go into that fancy nightclub because it was just loud music and dancing and posh people who pretended to have a lot of money. And it was like, it's this thing like the people who have a, or I would rather say that it's often people who really can't afford it, who is the most eager to show off that their wealth. Oh, they must have the newest iPhone. They must have the newest clothes. They must have the newest something. I thought the dress check only happens in movies. No, it happens at fancy nightclubs as well. Cargo pants. Yes, I'm a dad. Of course I wear cargo pants. Yes. So, no, then there was a nice girl who was like, oh, I don't like the music either. Let's go somewhere else. And we sat and talked in a cafe for an hour, and she went back to the other ones, and I went home, and it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted, because I wanted to talk and not sort of dance all night for loud music and in a posh nightclub. That's not really what I wanted. So, yeah. But the point is that this place, I was just looking at everyone there, and I was like, wow, they're all just really putting in so much effort to look the part and to show off their style and clothing and look the sharpest and spend the money on champagne and buying private tables in this nightclub and all that stuff. I was like, nah, that's not me. Or is your belief that nowadays it is already too complex for 1-3 people team to come up with something really good? No. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. It's the same as starting a YouTube channel. It just gets harder, but it's never impossible. Music and nightclub all sound like space platform track. Yeah. So, anyone who meets actually rich people outside a business event will find they are very underwhelming and don't spend money on arbitrary things. Yes. I'm my one person where I met someone who is, at least in Danish crowns, a billionaire, owner of the second largest football club in Denmark, or maybe the largest football club in Denmark. I was at a hotel on business travel in Netherlands, and I was sitting in a hotel, and then I heard people speaking Danish on the table nearby, and then one of them was like, yeah, how many prostitutes you could buy for 100 euro in different cities. And I was like, fuck. And I just turned to them and go like, oh, it's always nice to meet Danes when you're out traveling. And then the other guy, not the guy who was saying this inappropriate thing, he turned to me and was like, oh, you're, hey, because he was annoyed about the other guy. And then we started talking, and it was like, oh, that's nice. And he asked what I was doing, and I was there with a colleague, and we were just, oh, yeah, we work for this company and as consultants. Oh, okay, that's interesting. And I was like, yeah, so what do you do? He just looked at me like, seriously? Yeah, what do you do? It's like, I watch a bit of football, a bit of handball. And I was just laughing like, shit, man, you can't live off of that. It's like, actually, I can. I was like, whatever. I mean, I also have a little bit of jewelry store. Like, oh, okay. What is it? Pandora. Oh, so you own Pandora. Okay. Then I was like, I've heard of that. So you must be someone. And we were like, oh. So and then it was like, okay. So we were like, oh, shit, we were getting drunk. And it was super nice. And they were like, oh, shoot, we have a early flight tomorrow from Amsterdam, so we gotta get to bed. It was nice meeting you. I was like, no worries. Just be here at 8 o'clock, then my limo will come pick you up, and I'll give you a ride to Denmark. For real? yeah, no worries. My private jet is parked nearby, so I'll give you a ride. Sure. And I talked to my colleague. Was like, is this for real? Like, is it? And she was like, oh, I think I know who it is. And then we came back morning at 8 o'clock, and the limo was parked outside, and we got a ride to the airport. And you just go out to the private part of the airport, bypass security, and just go straight up to the plane, and then walked towards the plane, and we just took a a selfie in front of his private jet and sent it to all our colleagues and go like, oh yeah, by the way, we catch a ride with the owner of Brøndby, Brøndby. So it was really cool. And then you had like 2 hours on the plane with this billionaire just sitting there casually talking. And the thing is, like, it was obvious because we didn't know who he was and we didn't really give a shit. It was just like, hey, nice, casual, friendly evening in a bar. And then he was not bragging or anything. It was just like, hey, you might as well just hitch a ride. I can give you a ride home. It's like, okay, sure, I'll give you a ride home. So this is the first, last, and only time I've flown a private jet. I mean, I could definitely see that happening. It was also like the idea, like suddenly Europe becomes incredibly small, because he was like telling we were landing, and he was like telling, and he was just telling to the pilots, just like, I'm gonna come back this afternoon. We're gonna go to Frankfurt, pick up my girlfriend, and then we'll spend the weekend in Mallorca. I was like, damn. Because then Europe it's right around the corner. You just 45 minutes to Frankfurt, because you don't have the check-in, the security, all that shit that takes a long time when you fly in Europe. Then it's just like, yeah. So that's like, that was like, okay, and having 4 places, and sure, that makes sense, because if you're flying commercial, then flying to Mallorca is fucking annoying because of all the tourists. But if you're flying private, then I can definitely see the point. So okay, to have a normal night, yeah. And they all were super chill and happened to own a yacht and a huge house and several mountain views. Yeah. It's really, that's the thing, right? It was also like, he did not look like he had money, and he so he's just a millionaire. Well, I think you need to have a private jet. You need to be more than a millionaire, because he said it cost him 100,000 euro a month to have the private jet always available. That was like a fixed fee he paid, and then he was always ready to fly and always fully fueled, and everything was done. It was just a service that he paid 100,000 euro per month to have a private jet available always, and always being able to fly anywhere he wanted. Like, I mean, you stop being a millionaire fast if you have to pay out 100,000 euro every month. Then that stops being. So you gotta be in the hundreds of millions to be able to afford a private jet, that kind of service, and just be like, yeah, whatever, convenience. So rich is practically out of the imagination reach for common people. Yes, it is. It is, and that's like getting like a getting like a glimpse of that was like really fascinating. But even like smaller levels, I feel that by sort of having exited the rat race, the hamster wheel of daily grind, and I know that I'm really fortunate to be in that position. I've worked a lot in my career, but still retire early. But the idea of just saying like, oh shit, like I'm looking at my kids, and just like the prospect of them sort of working 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, not having time for anything for themselves for 50 years. It's like, it's so scary. I want them to do something else with their lives than just grind. So yeah, which is it's really scary, and I feel it for my kids, because it's not really getting easier to sort of make it and get it. And I don't have high hopes for what's gonna happen in the whole AI revolution. Don't think it's gonna be easier to get a job. 9 to 5 for 40 hours a week with no time for anything of myself. That hits a little. Yeah, it does. I mean, I've been there. Trust me. I've worked from, I don't know, I graduated as 25-year-old, so from 25 to 40, there was 15 years of chugging the grind, and 40 hours a week was a slow week. So now I'm like, yeah, I quit that and took a chance, and I'm really happy. That is more than 10%. Great, yeah. So for me, it's a realization that I would love to. I could easily make less money and be happier, and that's the part where I'm at. Like I could make more money in the corporate job, but I don't really have very many expenses. I don't have expensive hobbies. I don't like traveling, honestly. So, like that's really one of the big things that cost you a lot of money if you want to travel and see the world. I don't really want to see the world. I've seen it. It sucks. So, don't need. I want to hang out with friends and meet new people, go to events and parties and that kind of thing, and just enjoy life and be with my kids. And it's not really particularly expensive, so I can make do with chatting and streaming, even forgetting to actually play the game, which I think we should do now. What advice would you have someone who's going to uni soon to tech CS world? I guess it's not Counter-Strike. I don't know. The thing is, I don't really... This is the scary part. If you'd asked me 2 years ago, I would definitely have advice. But right now, I am a little bit disillusioned about the prospects. Zaf, thank you for the 4 months. It's actually pretty scary because for me, it's always been like tech, computer science has been like the safest thing. You're never going to get unemployed by knowing tech, computer science. And it just feels right now that that's not actually true. It's an artist, no fucking way you can be an artist because that is taken over by by AI and a lot of white collar jobs are going to be taken over. So it's more like, I mean, electrician, a plumber, that's not going to be taken over by AI anytime soon. That's probably more. So I'm honestly, I don't know. I would never go back to my old banking job. Money is cool, but your soul and happiness is better for a simple life. Absolutely. I completely agree. You're as quick as possible, get used to it. Yeah. Going to events is not free either. I wouldn't say it's expensive for me, but it's expensive for some. Oh, it is very expensive. Like it is an expense. Self-development is expensive. And like each of these Tensor festivals or whatever festivals that we go to, then that'll be like €1,000 for a week, right? And it's still a lot of money. And sure, you get cost like lodging and dinner and stuff, but it's still pricey, right? So, can I play some Asus? Yeah, maybe. Had an electrician do a quick job here. I spent €400 in 3 hours with that guy. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like everyone should become those kind of tradesmen, but it kind of feels like the stuff that was safe. Like, I would not want to be a lawyer right now. I would not want to sit in law school and be like, yeah, because if there's anything, in my humble, uneducated opinion, that AI would be good at is looking at massive amounts of data and finding trends and correlations and examples. Like, there is no way that a human could out-lawyer a good lawyer. Like, for all the stuff that is not the actual... what you see in the movies in the court, the courthouse stuff, because the most of the 99% is looking at examples or precedents or whatever, and there is no way that humans can compete with AI with that. Or like something like a radiologist, like you're fucked, my friend. You are as fucked as a saddle maker at the turn of the 20th century, or yeah, anything that's like a radiologist, like you're looking at an X-ray, finding patterns and feeling that maybe that's a spot. That's is that a shadow? Or it's like, yeah, it's better that. Yeah, book printer in the 70s. Yeah, there's a typographist is also like a completely dead thing. There's just some things that are just My family and teacher said that becoming a technician is as good a choice because it's a job that everyone needs. I have sent 80 applications to many different companies and no one is. That sucks. Yeah, start your own company. I told him electromechanics. If AI is bad, he gets a nice job. If AI is good, he can be an electrician. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. So what my advice to my kids are, now that we kind of got completely sidetracked from the Factorio, but whatever, we'll get there eventually. My advice to my kids is get some kind of education, because that opens more doors. Plus, you learn a skill set in a higher education. Plus, most importantly, it is an absolutely phenomenal time. Like, it is your formative years. 5 years in uni is amazing. So do it because you're going to learn a skill set, you're going to open more doors, but mainly because you're going to make friends for life and have amazing life experiences. So do that. But what you do afterwards, do something that makes you happy. It doesn't matter if you're not going to be rich. Like, there's this obsession about being rich, and rich is, I said I was YouTuber to someone I met, and she was like, "Are you rich?" No, then she was like, "Oh, I feel an urge to ask you if you're rich, but I'm not going to." You just did. And I was like, "Yes, I am rich, because my income exceeds my expenses." That's the definition of rich. That also just means my expenses are pretty, like, modest, but it is like, that's the definition. There's a lot of people who make a hell of a lot more money who don't feel rich because their expenses exceed their income. So if you can do the things you want to do, you live the place you want to live, and you can have the vehicle you want to do, and you can have the hobbies that you want to, and there's still enough to pay the bills, then you're rich. Sure, if you want to live in most fashionable place in a giant house, yeah, it's going to take a lot more before you're rich by that account. But I'm really happy. I have 98 square meters of space, and I would love to have an extra room, but I don't. And yeah, it's fine. I'm Nilaus rich. Nice. Yeah. Do you have something for all your life advice? I'd love to these intros to streams so much, especially on anything relationship things as inexperienced young kinky person. Oh man, I thank you for saying that, because this is one of my passions, is that I wish I could do this, like ranting and raving about something, but I always, like, I have a mounting guilty conscience about, oh, people come here for the Factorio, and that is true. People come here for Factorio, but also the core audience also want that other things. And I've been really like, how the hell do I combine these things? And I've been thinking, like, recently again about, like, saying maybe do like a stream a month that is like a bonus stream where it's like, we might have Factorio running in the background or we might not, but it's mainly just talking. And then and the cat is not here. My daughter's home, so she has the cat. So everyone who participates in Hype Train is rich. Yes, that's a great way of saying it. So show you're rich by participating in the next Hype Train. That's how we go in. Yeah, the cat is with my daughter now. Yeah. Middle class in America, but Nilaus rich. Yeah, middle class in America is a squeezed roll. The middle class in America is not so middle class. I think that the best description of middle class is, and how that has been degraded over time, is The Simpsons. Like, when that show aired in the 90s, that's one working income, working as an unskilled person in a nuclear power plant. He's a technician. That's probably not a long education Homer Simpson has. And he has a car and a house and a wife that stays at home and 3 kids. And that's in 1990. Sure, that's doable. Might not be the fanciest neighborhood or the biggest house or the fanciest car, but it's doable. There is no fucking way that you can do that today. There is no way that you can do that. No way that one unskilled technician job can, Al Bundy as well, selling shoes. But that's a little bit further back, right? That's not 1990. But the idea of that middle class just doesn't exist. Like solo income, working in a factory or in a sort of unskilled labor job, no way. Or so that's yeah. So the whole idea of middle class has been sort of too poor to get a credit in the bank, too rich to get welfare. Yeah. Working as an electrician in the US can fully support his or her family. I have to agree with you on this point. Where in the US is that? Like, that's definitely not near any big. Or maybe those electricians are really well paid. Let's make a ship of Aquilo that can make basics. How annoying is making a mold ship size as needed for Aquilo? Don't do that. Don't just make raw materials and make it on Aquilo. It's easier. My fear is that Europe is moving towards China model of employment. That would be slow death. I don't know what China model is, but don't know. Can easily make 120. Okay, well, a journeyman electrician got 120. Then that's not like a that's a super well paid. Yeah. Yeah, I think that electricians might be like non-representative in terms of, I don't think that Homer Simpson is an electrician, for example. And AC Tech made good money in America after a couple years of apprenticeship. Yes, I would also imagine that that's plus, at least in Denmark, you also have as a craftsman or whatever that class of people are, tradesmen, you also have the benefit of the money that you don't pay taxes for. You can't really do that as a business consultant or as an engineering, but you can do that by fixing people's electricity and then just getting money under the table, which is unfortunately a common thing. Make basic shit on Aquilo or ship in definitely basic shit on Aquilo or ship in the higher quality. You don't make quality stuff on Aquilo, definitely not. So I think we hit 9 o'clock, so let's pretend that we have a break and then jump into the game. So thank you very much for your patience. It's also surprising that we are here. Where in the US is 120k enough for living? Yeah, with a family and a house and a car, and I don't know. It does seem like seems like you'd have to live in the middle of nowhere, but I don't know the intricacies of that. Oh, there was no there was the sound was there, but there was no animation. Weird. Oh, look at that! It's a game. What is this? So let me sort of round off from this one by asking, would there be an interest in more, like occasionally, a stream where we don't do gaming, or how would that be? Is this a gaming stream? Like, the thing is, like, I don't think people would show up. That's the thing, right? But I've thought about it because I think about these kind of things a lot. I've thought about it, and I was like, if I was gonna do a talk show stream, my topic of conversation would be how to be a man, the toxic masculinity, and how to avoid it. Basically, talking about the whole the societal view of what a man should be and what is the mirror image. I have so much on my mind about this, and I do honestly think that I have a pretty good perspective. So that's something I thought that would be interesting for us to talk about. You on Joe Rogan? Sorry, I'm not right wing enough to go there. So I've been doing something off camera. I was about to actually. I'm cleaning this one out. A solar Aquilo ship? Nope. No, it's not. Give us podcasts. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. I would love to also do podcasts, but when I see some podcast and I'm like, oh yes, this is what it should be, because I'd love to have a podcast where I could just sit down and talk. But the problem is, as soon as it becomes a podcast format and not sort of like a stream intro, the stream intro can be whatever it is. But if it's a podcast, then it's like, oh, hold on, if I state this, I have to know the source. Then I go looking for the source and the origin, and I dive down and I spend 2 hours on researching this quote that I want to throw out. But if it was a live stream, I'd just throw out that quote, and then someone might come back and fact check me and say, it's actually not a Batman quote. It's a, like, oh, okay, whatever. But if it's a podcast, then I want to make sure that I get my quotes properly and references, and if I reference the study of wolves in captivity, then I'm like, what's the guy called that did this study that's sort of becoming the whole origin of the whole alpha male? That I don't need to know that for a stream intro, but if it's a podcast, then I would need to get the references. And then I start digging down and never getting anywhere. Ilchas, thank you for the 26 months. They don't even get quotes right in podcast. No, maybe not so, but I would like that anyway. So what I did off camera. We started to make this, and I just built this today while I was chilling and watching some StarCraft games. Then I built this. It's nice. And this is not working. Oh, there's 3 of them home. What the hell's going on? Oh, they're just not catching, not getting enough of these. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that's a shitty system that needs to be fixed as well. Is a key factor to how many incomes you need to live off of. What? That's a weird comment. Problem with this part is that there's so much junk in these storages that it just fills up my inventory way too fast. And I don't really want to keep all of this. So I'm like, maybe I should connect the networks and just kind of... Yeah, let's just connect it and then let them figure it out themselves. Yeah, this is not working. This is going to be taking way too long to do that. If you find someone to do a podcast as a discussion among people, lowers the bar. Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking the same thing, but man, I don't know. But I think it's the most accessible way of doing it, for sure. Okay, I think we'll just use this silly old pattern here. Oh, that's an awful lot of these. Oh. That's already. And that's way too many of these. Maybe that one's fine. And as they connect, all hell breaks loose. Yep. They're connected. So now that's... Is it connected? It's connected. Oh dear. Here we go. And I'm gonna help with the top part.
Our illustrious champion
Retro Q, thank you for the 10 months. Gonna take the top part here. A friend who is full on giving his data and everything to algorithms and indirectly leading his life. He's on to something, actually. I don't understand what that's a reference to. No reference podcast. Those include... What? You can place those on concrete over there. What do you mean? What on concrete? Yeah. Yep, that's all of these are... This is robot abuse to the extreme, but I just wanted to get rid of it for saving UPS. Explosive research need to 2-shot asteroids. I think it was 20. Yellow rockets. I think this is where I'm at. I stopped when I got that. Stronger explosives. And if we look at this one, it deals 200 plus 1. So it deals over 2,000 damage. And that's what you need to get... to get it to one shot. What if all of your daily tasks and choices were suggested by various AI systems in platforms you use daily? I don't know. What if all your daily tasks and choices were suggested by? I don't get it. What would be the point of living? Like, what are you doing? Like, you just go like, oh, eat. Okay, what should I eat? Okay, I should eat this. I don't understand it. I don't understand why. You're basically saying, hey, what if we had absolutely no free will? Like, sure. I don't know why you would want that. Why would that be something you strive for? You'd want to strive for the opposite of getting as much free will as possible, and that means not having as much space to take your own decisions on what you want to spend the time on. This is what I've been fighting my whole adult life for, is reclaiming my most valuable resource, time. Okay, everything you do that's the one resource that you're never going to get back. And everyone has this pretty much the same amount. So for me, it's, if I can exchange money for time, absolutely, I'll happily do that. Yeah. This is also the old grid, so I don't like that. I would happily exchange more money for more time. Time is all we have. Yes. So that's how I'm seeing it, actually, and that's why. So if you're like, let me just exchange all of my time for what? There is, you don't need to worry about anything. You can still get some few hours free time daily if you only you follow. Oh, I would worry. I would worry if an AI told me everything I had to do. I would be like, I wonder if my expenses are being paid. Like, I'm sure the AI got that under control. Like, I don't check my mailbox anymore. I don't check anything. So I don't know if I got a court summon and the AI has actually, because I never paid the bills and it didn't do all these things. Like, that's like, no thanks. And they're gonna, yeah, but this AI is magical and awesome. Like, yeah, sure, but this is also why, for example, I have chosen to rent instead of own. Because if I own, then I have to worry about all sorts of shit with the house, and suddenly like, oh, is the water drain properly? And oh, there's a flood coming, and oh no. Now it's like, fuck it, we're 100 units to share the expense if something breaks, and there's someone managing it. And sure, I don't get the wealth increase from owning a house, but on the other hand, I have less to worry about, and less to worry about is very high on my list of priorities. This development and our younger engineers, we used to be able to tell when the simulators were lying to us. Now we just implicitly believe whatever the simulation tells them. Yep. And I think that's for the next generation, or maybe for the younger generation who is AI native. I am definitely not. I have actually never used an AI, consciously at least. Not sort of never typed into ChatGPT or something like that. But for that generation, there's a lot of critical thought that would be like, put it in, get it output, quote it as truth, and you're like, well, is it though? Like, does it make sense? Is it true? Where's your sources? Check where the source is. This is what I tell my daughter. Like, okay, so I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, it was something as simple as we were traveling. No, like traveling. Can you drink the tap water when you're traveling? Like, I don't know. Locals can, but as a Dane going to Spain, can I drink the tap water? I would say no, because I've always just learned that you can't drink the tap water when you're traveling. And then it was like, oh, she just asked ChatGPT, and I was like, yeah, but what's the source of it? Like, do we know that this is sort of a recommendation from sort of some Danish origin, or is it like, if you're in Spain, then you can surely drink the tap water, but if you come from Denmark going to Spain, like, is that the same? And where does it, like, what's the source of it? So being critical about it. And yeah, because I'm not sure. And just trusting AI to be like, yep, yep, AI says so, though, so we just do it. Didn't even try to put random stuff in there just for curiosity. No, not. I mean, give me a grocery list and the recipe for dinner today I can afford. And AI happily provides it. So much effort limited. Really? I mean, for me, it would be super stressful. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like mushrooms. Okay, I don't like that. I don't. Ooh, yeah, that's not really something I can buy in my local shopping. I don't even know what the fuck that thing is. And like, all that stuff is like, yeah, for you it would be relaxing, and even the better, you could actually have it order the stuff and get it delivered to you on the door, and you would just come home from work and it would be sitting there on your doorstep, all the ingredients that you need to cook for your dinner tonight. That's awesome, but that's not really like for me. Then you're looking at it as in, okay, I need, why not just get some kind of nutrient paste that gets all your vitamins going, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about eating. I would be like, yeah, eating is more than just staying alive. Eating is also like, ooh, what do I feel like? Oh, it's been a while. I want maybe some fish. Yeah, ooh, a fried salmon on the barbecue in the backyard with a nice cold beer. Ooh, that's what I feel like tonight. Yeah, well, fat chance the AI is going to come up with that, right? So, but if it's just like, bring me something that brings sustenance and is a well proportioned diet, and like, yeah, okay. Again, is it about surviving or is it about living? Because that's not living to me. Yapping away, yeah. Soylent Green, exactly. Like, just get Soylent Green. That's easy. Yeah, I think we forgot something. We're now gotten outside of our domain here, so I need to spread this out. But I think it's a very valid discussion. It's just that I'm coming down on that from a very, very different perspective. Oh no, I've created an infinite loop of holmium, because this one is requesting from the network, and then it's going back, dropping it off here, and then it's going to be transported all the way back up there into the requesters. Let's stop that silliness. I think it's not. I'm not anti AI. Absolutely not. It's just that I don't want it to. I want it, like stuff like, if I have to apply for a job and then I write my best damn resume, then throw it into ChatGPT to get it better. Great thing. Great thing to do. Like those kind of things. Or movie recommendations. Sure, I love these movies. Recommend something along the lines. This is why my kids use it for a lot. Great things. Um, but I wouldn't want it to be sort of like, please operate my dating profile and schedule dates for me over the next 2 weeks, preferably 3 dates a week. And someone with long-term potential and someone with just like a one-night fling. Please go ahead. Like that's your life you're outsourcing. Like, so it's the question is, what is the stuff that you want it to do, and what's the stuff that you don't want it to do? Catfish by an AI. Mm-hmm. I saw a recommendation on passive income subreddit, which is kind of silly. Like, yeah, I create a fake profile for a really hot woman, and then I set up a date at a certain point with guys, and then I'm gonna be like a lot of guys, like a lot at this park, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, parking is so expensive. Could you just spot me 50 for parking? Like passive income. Here we go. Times 500 guys. That's a lot of money. Like, yeah, I'm maybe it was half joke, but it's probably not untrue either. The whole notion of Matrix, the movie, has truly shifted. Yeah, and it's gone so fast. Like all revolutions, they go so fast. Like suddenly you're in it, and you go like, "Oh shit, this is actually a revolution. This is not sort of just." When we saw NFTs and blockchains, I was like, "You're like, oh my god, it's the next revolution." Like, nah, it doesn't feel like it. But AI really feels like, oh, that's a massive shift. Like how completely unprepared the education system is to handle everyone using AI for everything. Will absolutely become a skill in a world where using AI is expected. Yeah, prompt engineering is a thing. It's a. I remember saying that a couple of years ago that I bet it's going to be a thing like search engine optimization. Like that's not a thing. That's not a title that your grandmother that you're like. So what do you do for a living? How do you afford this nice house? Oh, I work in search engine optimization. What is that? My job is to make Google show my website in front of other websites. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, good luck explaining that to your grandma. And now, even better, prompt engineering. I'm the one who tries to make the AI not kill me. Like those traits that sort of come out of nowhere and suddenly become like, yeah, that's a skill, and it's a very important skill. Mention again, so I'll repeat it. I wish in school, instead of banning and blaming people for using AI, students would actually be taught to use it properly and responsibly. Fact check, etc. Yeah, this is actually how it's done as well. I remember it's exactly the same. It's just outdated. I remember in my formative years in grade school where the teacher would be like, you're not gonna have a calculator in your pocket at all times. You're not gotta learn to use your noggin. I'm like, kind of aren't we? And it's kind of the same thing where like you can use the same kind of arguments today. Like, well, you won't always have like, well, yeah, sure you will have a all-powerful AI at your disposal. So it's more about like, how do you wield this weapon, or instead of just pretending that it doesn't exist. So. We got a training in using AI and building a chatbot. The specs for the prompt were 4 pages. I mean, why not actually program it then? I don't know. I don't know how that works. So, you want to invest in making a second. What? And one more car. Yeah. It's those kind of things where some things become just so outdated that, yeah, it's like, sure, being able to do basic mental math, I can see that as a reasonable skill to have, but it shouldn't be something that you must be able to calculate everything all the time. But you should have like a feeling for, if you hear like, oh, that's that number, and you go like, nah, that's an order of magnitude off. You should have that kind of intuition, which I think is it's the same as when operating an AI. In my feeling is like you should be able to sort of get a sense of like, does that seem reasonable? Yeah, that's kind of reasonable. Maybe that could be. So I don't actually want this line, do I? No, I don't need this line at all. The reason is that I actually want to expand with city blocks up here. That's why I want to get this out of the way. Also, I have an awful lot of glorious foundation lying around. Come on, what about you? Whoops. Now we started picking up all sorts of junk. That's not intended. That's not what I intended to do. What are we deleting? We're deleting the old Holmium production facility. And the mod planner for our foundation. Yeah, this makes sense. Only 10,000 construction bots. That's not actually much. Do we have like place where we insert them? It's usually nearby. Oh, there we go. What the hell? You. What the hell? Who's doing that? You. Who's doing this to me? Okay. You. Okay. I need to get trasher for anything that isn't legendary. No, I don't. I really should have. Oh, right, I do. And it's probably pretty busy right now, this one. Yep, it's pretty busy. This is just a little deleter of everything non-legendary. Just basically getting rid of it, trying to upcycle it, and yeah. It'll just whatever. I am discovering your adventure. What is the procedure benchmark that will validate your success goal? Welcome. When this bar is full and it's running at 1 million signs per minute on research productivity, that's only 10 minutes, so I'd like to have it for 1 hour at least, and 1 hour without sort of excessive stockpiling. It's pretty easy to get it to 1 million if you just stockpile. Yeah, I actually need to do one that takes robots out. I think I should just... Maybe maybe this is the one. Oh! Because I have to select it first and then click here. Good, so all these, then... This filter will say anything... No, I don't like this. I'll do this because I'm less than or equal to. Yeah? And that goes out into a... Yeah? And then we're going to do the same thing up here. Yes. It's going to take forever. Because if you look at it, that's a lot of these, a lot of these, a lot of this. So eventually they'll get out and get rid of it, but it will take a little bit of time. When you were playing Satisfactory, did vertical builds work better for scaling? What are your thoughts on shared lines? I don't know what shared lines mean. I made a boss build and it was amazing, but I think it was amazing because of the the productivity bonus of summer sloops. Without summer sloops, I don't think it would be nearly as good. Have you shared thoughts? Yes, we have very much shared all of our thoughts on it, and I understand it. I think it's going to be a little bit sad that quality is going to be so much more difficult, but I also think that quality was dominated by the Space Casino and the LDS. So from a content creator perspective, I'm perfectly fine with it. We'll work with what we have, and then when it changes, we'll just come up with new strategies. That's how it goes. I think I want one more of these. This one is juicy. This one's also juicy. So I could make 4 lanes up here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe like 2, 3. Yes. Like that. Probably be it. Oh, there's someone here that hasn't been... Ah, I don't want unrepaired stuff. Fix, 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 fix. There we go. Ooh, this is not what I want, because I actually want to delete everything first. I want to create space for myself first. This island is mine. I'll completely take it out like this. In these automation games, there is usually a choice to have one resource only or multi-resource conveyor belts. What? One resource only or multi? I don't do sushi belts. With very, very few exceptions. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is what... I don't feel that that's what you're asking. I feel it's something else. Hey, Reptilian, thank you for the 30 months.
Welcome home.
Kind of silly to do this. But whatever, we do it. And then we're going to be running it. Yep, full. Yep, run back. Get stuff. Oh, could I... I could still do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still be something that should be built, right? And... why are these not getting placed? And then I need to get... where is it? This one. I need to connect it, but not with the Roboport network. But with just power poles here. And then get back in here. Yes, perfect. You transfer many types simultaneously. Yes, that's a sushi belt. And it comes from like sushi restaurants where you just have all sorts of sushi dishes running around on a little conveyor belt. That's the origin of that. Oh, there's also another one. This one. There we go. So we're now getting stuff into inventory, getting stuff out of inventory. Still have plenty of inventory left. And then we can go up and build this part, which we get from here and here. I'm getting better production. Oh, I want to invest in making a second one. Oh, the casino. Yeah, casino ships. Just make them. Fine. Make the ships, make them work, and if in 1 month, 2 months, 2 years, whatever, whenever it comes out and it gets nerfed, just rebuild it. It's Factorio. You're gonna rebuild things many times anyway. Okay, so we need the inventory cleaned up, and then we need our robots to calm down a little bit. Oh, hold on. This might actually be the planet, because this one is bothering me. I need supercapacitors, and I need personal batteries, right? I should be able to make this. Personal... No personal batteries here. Oh, we do have that. Interesting. No, we don't. So this one has to go up here. Whoa, how? What? I already have those? Oh, I don't have them. Huh. Okay, never mind. Legendary! Woo! Finally, everything is legendary. It was such an embarrassment. Funny. You're not coming in here because they're not full. Okay, it's time for us to move out. Time to get ideas on how to get more coal. Ah, more coal. You mean more legendary coal or just more coal? Didn't you get... Yeah, I did get it before. I got it for the YouTube episode at some point, but I don't know why it must have sort of rolled back for the Twitch stream. I deliberately didn't get it on Twitch stream because I wanted to get it for the YouTube episode. Let's make sure that we destroy these first. There we go. Okay. I know it's not necessary, but it just kind of bothers me to look at this. That's 200. To manage production of robot production from one. Huh? Why they nerfed the casino? Because it was too dominant. Or it is too dominant. It means that something like legendary copper is so trivial to make that it's a little bit absurd. Yep. Okay. And this one. Then we run around, try to place what we can. That's it. And then we, one more thing we need to place is that one. Oh, that's not powered? How is that not powered? Well, whatever. That'll be fine. It's sure to make legendary items. Don't you need to basically almost finish the game? Oh, no, you need to more than finish the game to make legendary items. But it's, I still think they feel they need to, they want to feel like it's legendary, and maybe watching someone stream like mine, and they're sort of saying like, hold on, wait a minute, he's just making it like it's legendary or nothing, but that's kind of how it is. This one isn't really getting anything in because they don't rest here, they just fly in and fly out again. So 800 and something, 4,000 and 400. So what about these? Still also significant numbers of incorrect ones, but they are coming out here a little bit. That's nice. So eventually it'll work. And this one as well, we'll just, whenever new batches come in, they'll be thrown in here. That means whenever the spaceship... Oh no! Oh, this one, I hate getting these. I wish there was some way that you could sort of take all the damage out of your logistics network and request only damaged items. What is the best way to make legendary 3rd level production modules? 3rd level. The best way? I guess the productivity modules. I make productivity modules, normal productivity modules. Just keep churning because they are so cheap to make. So they're just always churning, and then I get them a little bit up, and then I try to sort of upcycle them with the residuals. But I also make them directly whenever I have some legendary Biter Eggs, because it's the legendary Biter Eggs that's the most demanding. Right. So as soon as we have a legendary Biter Egg, which we get from these farms, there, and there. These are just making legendary Biter Eggs. I really shouldn't look at this because then I see some mistake and then I freak out. Is this even getting closer? I have no idea. Oh, it's up here. Just keep filling in here. We do need more robots though, which is going to be hard to get because they are kind of busy right now. Or are they? I don't know. So we still have a lot of stuff here. We need to go back and forth a few more times. But it works, and then we need to do... How do you deal with constant expenditure of raw material veins in Factorio? Is there anything? Like, legendary big mining drills is the answer. And obscene amount of productivity science. Reminds me, we'll just do another cycle of getting some more percentages here. This one bothers me though a little bit. The logistics robots are not busy, so maybe I can lure them in here, some logistics robots. They're coming in. I love this new design, this one where it's like, when they're idle, they'll reposition here, but only when idle. I love that. Yeah, so these productivity are coming in pretty quickly. They'll take like 15 seconds each. It won't be 24 seconds. It'll be a lot less than that. It just hasn't realized how fast the science is. It's capping at 2 million. Or 1.95 million. Yeah, this is a little bit absurd numbers here. 19 seconds for that. Hey, why are they not coming in here? There we go. This is the maximum science I have. 1,957,222. Yep. Yeah, someone to pre-DLC. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we're researching mining productivity 571, and it takes 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. So they want to get in here, but they just don't do that. There you go. Go in here. Get in there. Yes. Look at all these glorious little ones. The reason why I'm picking these up is because I need them for my... Look at that. They're so happy. Okay, and now we dip the science again because, well, we're still not having any of this. It's actually it's the time it takes to refuel here at this station that actually makes them slowly come in. $173. I need to get to 200. 202. Yes. Good. What is this one? Oh no. That's not good. What happened? Oh no. You did not. Oh no. You got a little bit overzealous, didn't you? 480,000 legendary signs. Maybe it's stuff like this that the developer's looking at and go like, well, I guess you're kind of getting a little bit ahead of where the curve should be. Oh, I think that Roboport is legendary. It's just still slow. It's not legendary. Obviously, that's why. Okay, so what are we now missing? This one's still problematic? Really shouldn't be, should it? Is it not? Oh, is that? Oh, it's the other one. So it was both of them. Okay, so they filled up at the same time. Okay, so we still need to go here one more time. Now what? Oh, it's just unclever. Lost something. Not a problem. Okay, so what we also need to do here is we need to get from here. We might as well get that. That's this design here. Need to go in there and there, so I can do this one. Okay, so it's done. These kind of things where I have to figure out some kind of way of building it here on nothingness is kind of, yeah. There's always a compromise about like how efficient do I really need it to be. Maybe I leave like this, and then you can go. Because this is simpler, right? So much simpler than like that, okay? And then we can do and they're the wrong way. Just looks confusing. I can do it on this part here. And then all we need to get this going is... No, I'm not going to hook it up yet. And then this one. It's going to be a lot more elaborate. Probably the least bad option, this one. And then I know I have these designs that are marginally less awful. For now I don't know where it's supposed to be. There. There you go. So this nonsense is just... Yeah, and this one, fine, whatever. Yeah, okay, so let's go back and grab the last stuff. Pieces do really live. Yes, and terraforming planets for them feels faster you do the game. Maybe so. Maybe so. I think the best description of alien life and how alien it can be is actually from Three Body Problem. Like, that's so interesting. But have you seen or heard of Star Rupture yet? No, I have not, but someone mentioned it earlier. Maybe it was you, but let me just... Now, two people have said Star Rupture. Let's have a look at it. Star Rupture. Sign up for beta test. Boop, boop. What is it? What is it? Star Rupture is a first-person, open-world, base-building game with advanced combat and tons of exploration. Play alone or in a group on this sublime and ever-changing planet. Extract and manage resources, create your complex industrial system, and fight off hordes of alien monsters. Okay. I mean, it also looks good. It says similar games, Factorio, Valheim. That's not exactly, but it... Like, it could be, like, maybe if it's like Valheim building and Satisfactory gaming, then that's definitely sounds interesting. Did you hear of Modemancer? I did hear about Modemancer, and I also checked it out, and I was like, it looks cute, but not really something I would be particularly interested in, I can imagine. See? This one? Hey, it's slowly deleting stuff, so... I guess let's have a look at how many we have. This was 800 and something before, now it's only 131, so it's definitely getting rid of more. This one's almost out. This one is 4,700, so it's definitely working. Or maybe it was this one. Yeah. And this one... I don't know if that's not coming in so quickly because they're not actually... they're not idle. It's the logistics bots that are idle, so those are the ones that get sent. Satisfactory with base defense. Yes. If that's what it is, then that sounds really good. Because Satisfactory needs some kind of pressure. And that doesn't mean like turning it into a base defense, tower defense game. But because, for example, Riftbreaker went too heavy on the tower defense and base defense mechanics. Okay, so I think actually we are not quite ready to hook it up because we're missing... We only have 600 robots and I want 800 robots. So I have to go back and grab another 100 robots. Alright, we'll just do another round of these. Just to give it other things some resting space. Oops, yeah. Good, so we got that. The last ones, the last epic ones, the last of these. Well, they'll get there. Maybe we'll see Aquilo today. I want to. Because we're almost done. This is the last thing I want to do on this plan. And then we'll go to Aquilo. And I think it may be because Aquilo is a little bit intimidating to me that I am sort of maybe pushing it a little bit. The things have a tendency to just break. Okay, so let's get some logistics chest here, as they say. Both of them are working. It's also 10 o'clock, so I wanted to get this working. I hate having to do this, but it is by far the best way of doing it. So, jump into action. Get shit done. Well, let's take a break here. Let's see if it gets started. Wait, what is that? Signs per second. Signs per minute is 2 million. It's 2 million signs per minute, so you figured out what that is per second. Be back in 2 minutes. Okay, welcome back. Right. Almost 500 viewers. Nice. Welcome, welcome everyone. Okay, so this one looks very much like it's working. It's chugging along and it's generating absolutely nothing in terms of legendary. But that's okay. It will get there eventually. And we're back to this one, which will still be like 3 hours more until it'll complete because it's... Hey, it's running at 500,000 this one. But let's go a few more of these. Because, well, why not? Good. Time for Aquilo, I guess. Like one of these is now producing 294 per second. I would like this to be 480. That seems like a good, decent number to go with, right? When an unmodded is is generating 2 full belts, that would be lovely. Also, how's this one coming along? Not at all. Still like taking forever to get there. Yep. That the project was, so I assume it's legendary cryogenic. Yes. Yeah, legendary holmium is for the legendary cryogenic. I do think we have a problem though. And that is, I don't have any legendary holmium that comes back here. Like all of my legendary holmium is there. Each of these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 per second I'm generating here. And then these are for the science. But I don't have anything that produces legendary holmium in this space. So how much legendary holmium do we have? We only have a modest 67,000, but eventually that will be taken out. I have a dedicated spaceship taking... Where are you? That one. Moon is in charge of this, taking 20,000. And just hovering over Aquilo. And then when this is empty, it goes back and picks up another 20,000. I put it 40,000 last stream and now it's down to 26,000. So yeah, not really a big deal. It's not really using much. The one thing we have though that I think I want to fix on this planet before we go, and that is the incredible lack of launching capacity here on this planet. So I think we want to fix that a little bit. And they now need 1, 2, 3. That's now 280. There you go, 300 limit. And then they can get one of those. Yeah. Which also makes it super fast. So, I don't need anything else. Then... Okay, how does this look on Volcanus? This is kind of our template. I think we'll just do this one. What? This is not good. No. No, don't tell me that. No. Wow. Huh. Whoops. I wonder how much is fucked up. This is fucked up for sure. That's a lot of not transported correctly here. It is so ridiculous how many things are broken in a base set of this size. Good. Well, that works better.
Our illustrious champion returns. Welcome home.
It feels wasted that they only go into one place and not sort of 2 and 2. But whatever. This is about simplicity, I guess. And an extra draw. Thank you for the 60 months. Woohoo! That is 5 years. Right, so that's... I think I need one more. So what we now have is... What? Why is that one not working? Hey, Silver Season, thank you for the 200 bits. Are the saves, blueprints available somewhere? Yes, they're available to patron supporters. Yeah, so this just makes it easier for me to launch stuff, although it's a little bit far away, but whatever. Whatever, they can manage to fly over there if they need to.
Our illustrious champion.
Hey, Carter, thank you for the 23 months. Alright, it's time for us to leave this forsaken planet. And we hitch a ride on one of the new. Oh, right, it wasn't actually empty. Doot, that one. Beat Cat Time, thank you for the 500 bits. Nice. And XXRXTX, thank you for the tier 2 for 72 months. 78 months. I haven't seen you... Oh, these ones have to be automatic. Oh, that's actually important.
Our illustrious champion returns.
Yeah, I haven't seen you sort of recurring every month, so thank you very much for maintaining your sub, even if you are not always around. I think these could do with a few extra launchers, just because it's going to be busy over here. And Samagod, thank you for the 200 bits. So now, how much laser turret damage research do you suggest to operate? I don't know. 500 kilometers per second, that's kind of what I'm flying at 450, but I can say what I have and it's more than enough. That's 22. I think 20 would be enough. And Tech, thank you for the 48 months. And Grumbo with the 42 months. Ooh, that's nice to see. That's a lot of people renewing subs. Let's just knock this one out to get to 600. That shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, and now I should be able to... Can't travel with something in inventory. What do we have in inventory? What? What does it say? Can't travel to space with items in your inventory, trash slots or ammo slots. No ammo. Oh. There we go. Samagod, time to hitch a ride. Let's have a look at our tally here. Oh, look at that. That one's out. That one's out. Nice. Well, kind of out. Wonder why it's red. Oh, red because nothing is coming in. Now there's a couple of them coming in. This one's down to 2,000. It was at 6. These ones are still very high because they're not really idle. And they won't be idle for a long time. What about the actual total number we have in the list network? Logistics are decreasing and construction is increasing. That's to be expected. Okay, hype train, hype train, hype train. So this is what we talked about earlier, that if you're rich, then the definition of rich is being able to support a running hype train. There you go. That was one more. Swimmer, definitely rich and has disposable income for random persons on online. Thank you so much, Swimmer, for that glorious support. Not just this one, but all the glorious support. And these are still like so few seconds it takes to do in this. 18 seconds does it take to produce a new science. Random person online. I mean, am I not just a random person online? See, I'm not rich. That's okay. You were rich yesterday. That's why you're not rich today. This catching the stream, do you have Factorio blueprints like you do DSP prints? Your DSP ones are great. I have way more for Factorio than I do for Dyson Sphere. It's way more structured. Like this is for the whole Let's Play. And then various things. And for my Megabasing is this one. And for my master classing, it's this one for that. So yes, and they are available to patron supporters of Protector rank or higher. So yes. That's going to be the last one. Let's get that all the way up. All right, can we get the hype train just get it off the ground today? Just a little bit. It's 2 subs to get it to level 1. We can definitely get 2 subs. It was the part. I support the cat. The rest is up to the others. Thank you. Appreciate it. The cat appreciates it. So that's level 1. Ian Swemmer, thank you for that. 5 gift subs. Getting progress towards the level 2. Damn, this feels slow, this one. But it's flying at 434, but that's because of our poor updates. Factory directory. Dictionary? Not really. What's the best way to get legendary biochambers? Or pentabot eggs for set biochambers? Well, pentabot eggs are... legendary pentabot eggs are... you just need 1. So getting 1 is annoying, but once you have 1, you just roll that with some legendary bioflux. And then you get more. Grundig, thank you for the 54 months. And you only need 1 pentapod egg for each, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So I made like 1,000 legendary biochambers, and I was like, that's it. Don't bother with that anymore. So you know what? We're definitely gonna start by expanding the power plant, because that fucking sucks. Hey, Negrim, thank you. Grundig with the 54 months, thank you. Almost forgot. Yeah, don't do that. Negrim, thank you for the 10 gift subs. Woo, completing level 2. Sweet. Yeah, when we start scaling up, we definitely want more power. So let me articulate what our plan is here on Aquilo. We need to build 2 different bases, and they're going to be wholly separate, I think. One is going to make legendary science, which comes from, this one comes from orbit, which bothers me that it's actually slowing down. Why? Huh. What's that blue icon? No idea. That's weird. Oh. Control signal. What the hell is that? Read working. Why is it read working? I have no idea what that means. Why am I doing that? I think there was a point to this at some point, but I don't think so. It makes sense anymore. I don't know what that signal is for.
Welcome back. Your
No?
steadfast loyalty is
The Maximus JK, thank you for the 5 months of Prime. Much appreciated. Both your ice makers are now... no, the ice maker is being replaced. The older ones just need to be torn down. This one is my ice maker now, and it's just sitting here, waiting for it to... That's interesting. Why does it say 12k here? Why is it 12k? It's doubling. Why is it double? There we go, 600 productivity, we'll get that. Must be the radar, but I don't get how that would make it double. Yeah, I don't get why the radar would make it double. But it is. Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, but it doesn't... It's the same signal that goes out. It doesn't go out and in again. I don't know, if I do this... Okay, so it works. It's... I don't understand it. I don't need this anyway, so. Anyway, so what happens is that it's getting stuck on this planet and just gradually depleting the ice because it's simply not getting enough inbound. So it's sitting here just depleting. Once it has depleted all of it, it goes out for a trip and then it's fully stuck when it comes back. And then it sits here just depleting the stock. And then this one is gradually decreasing. You see that down to 3,100. Maybe like 200 actually. And that's another. I actually want to see it move out. Go 2,000. I don't know why I did that. Whatever. It's actually using it quite fast now. So the hype train. Oh, there we go. The warning for the hype train. Yeah, it's not really the hype train day today, I guess. 20 subs needed for level 3. If we can get it, it would be lovely and awesome. If not, then that's also fine. It's also fine. Alright, let's see this one get out. Oh. Oh, this one should definitely be switched to here. That one doesn't need to be here. Does Prime count? Of course Prime counts. Maxmeister, thank you for the 3 months.
Your steadfast
You
loyalty
see, it
is
moved.
greatly
Moved the bar.
appreciated.
There you go. Is it moving? Yes, it's moving. So once it's moving, we should start seeing lots more coming in here. Oh yeah, these rockets, they just go out in pairs because they are normal rockets. They don't destroy anything nearby. They just go straight in here. And that was the train. Thank you for the level 2. Odin and Nikram. Nikram, thank you. So this one will now go pretty quickly actually. Go to Fulgora and back again. And then in the meantime, it'll just funnel all of these juicy ice buckets thing through here. Actually, that'll take quite... This is quite intense on the ice. So I should probably get more ice here than what I have. Because I was usually getting less ice than the rest because I didn't need it and they're twice as fast. But in this case, it's definitely needed. There you go. So we need more ice reprocessing than anything else. And we can already see that it's going to be the ice that is coming back here. But I don't want to make too many changes. We could sort of have a ratio of whatever is on the belt and a casual mining productivity of 600. Yeah, I want to get to 1,000. Oh, this completely died. Oh yeah, all the ships are out. Well, there's nothing else to do. Is there anything we'd like to get? This one is completely useless now. This one is railgun damage, also useless. Flying speed is nice, but it's very expensive. Rocket productivity would be nice to get just 2 more levels. We'll take one of these. There. Good. So now it goes, whoop, and it goes back. And then we should see that this is gradually getting more active here. And building up a little bit of repository here. Steel? No, I have steel at 250, which is enough. Right, so what I wanted to do was I needed 2 types of builds. One that is making this one. And the other one that is making this. Because this is... these quantum processors are needed for all of our Prometheum science. So Prometheum science needs a hell of a lot of this. So we need a gigantic build of this. That's a kind of a separate thing. And then we need like basically what we have already, but we need it a lot bigger. This thing here is producing, I don't even know if that's correct production level. Yeah, that looks pretty correct. So this one is 48 of that. Okay, and it's using like barely anything. But 48, and let's see how much is this consuming. 2. So this is 48, so one of these modules can support 24 of these modules. So that's also, oh, actually, this module is 48-ish, right? And this is 2-ish. So about 20 modules can be supported from one of these. Okay, so we need a little bit of this. So what we want to do is, basically I want to do the same thing because I really love this train system. But city blocks. We need to make city blocks. There was someone who made a cool city block design for Aquilo. And I think that's what we want to do. So let's start by making a city block design here. Yes. Let's start with the first things. Yeah. Oh, we have something here. We need these two for build. Oh, that's a little bit much. I really like this design here. Why is this not? Oh. Oh, stone? Didn't we have a stone transporter? Dude, you're going to Fulgora and resupplying on Navis. That's not... What did I want to do it? Why did I want to do it here? I don't need it here. I don't need it on Fulgora anymore. No. The reason why I need it on Fulgora, I'm not going back, don't worry, was because of the stuff I had built here, which was needed a hell of a lot more of this electrolyte than we had access to. But since we don't need that anymore, because we're not making the legendary science, which needed electrolyte, then I don't need that, and that means I can actually send you and redirect you to be going to, maybe not Fulgora, but to Aquilo instead. Yeah. Let's do that. And then go back here and resupply with 40,000 whenever necessary. That seems good. Comes out before the anniversary of Space Age, October. We're getting close. I think it's around the same time. That would be a good guess. Okay, so I need to kind of build casually this one here. Go, go, go. It's going to be so difficult for me to get back into how this works. Good. This is missing these two things, so let's just make those. I know we can make them better, but I don't care. Why do we not have any iron here? Why is ironium not something we have? Shoot. It bothers me because I need to figure out what it is I want here. Do I want to craft it? This is the kind of thing that I was making in orbit, the orbital factory, but I don't really want the orbital factory to sit here because then I would build it here. But would I also just bring stuff in on a normal ship or what? How to clear old bots so you can replace them with legendary ones? Yes, I have. I just did it right now. Like this. You request them into a roboport and then you eject them and again. I hope they put in better ship transport options. Yes, I hope so too. Right, so how do we make iron on Aquilo? Do we drop iron ore in and then make it? Or iron ore and calcite and then we make it on site? Or do we drop it in as finished product and then transport it from somewhere? Both are valid options. I think I kind of just want some default transporter to basically say, okay, get stuff from Volcanus and bring it in here. That should be fine, right? I can just go back and forth and Yeah, let's get this one. But on the other hand, isn't that exactly the point of... No, it's not the point of this one, for example. Because this one is also getting like all sorts of menial stuff inbound. But this one goes around to all the other ones, which is way too slow. So I'm going to take... This ship is ready and waiting. Okay. So what is it we want to get? We want to get stuff inbound for... 10,000 of each. Did you not have an orbital factory? I did have an orbital factory, but I don't like it. Because I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I don't know if 10,000 is a good number. It just become a good number here. That's a little bit much. What else do we want? Yes. Let's call this one 5,000. No, actually not. That's actually gonna be like that because I need it. This is not a good place to build that. Ooh, well, it is a good place to build it. It's just not where I have it. Oh, that sucks. An orbital smelter might actually be a lot cooler idea. Ah, fuck it. I don't want this anyway. Yeah. An orbital smelter. I love that idea. I don't think I love that idea. I think it's a lot of hassle for no reason. Oops. Okay, so we did get something inbound. Like, this is so convenient, isn't it? Just getting things going in from here. I think it's too convenient to give up. And lovely that I just deleted it instead of just... It bothers me that I don't have any low density structures made on Volcanus, which is obviously the best place to make it, but whatever. Oh, I already have it. Maybe I should just make a little bit of that. What else do we want to get on this planet? I think electric engines are something we really want as well. I don't even know if I have it, but do I have it? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. Because electric engines are needed for rocket silos, and we can't make rocket silos, so if we can just make this, it's going to be nice. I also think I should get concrete in, because we need a hell of a lot of concrete. There. And what else? Basic crafting stuff. I don't want to build these things. We'll craft them as we need. The LDS is so obviously what I want. It's so ridiculous how much I want. I need LDS. It's not ready. I need to build this on here. I need to build it. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. This has to be done. I'm hot and bothered by it. LDS block upgradable. Could we do this and just test this? We just need some plastic inbound, which means we need this inbound here. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get it here. All right. And we need some plastic. I have a plastic module, but I didn't save it here. Where did I put the? Oops. There's something about not doing this one. This is the plastic module, but I think I also saved it, like had it ready here. But I guess I did. No, here's the plastic module. I guess. Yes, that's the plastic module. Yoink. Here. This is the coal coming in. And what else? Sulfuric acid. Where do we have that? We have that up here. Yeah, that should be enough for this one. You are not connected yet, so get power. What else is missing? This one. And lava. Oh, we have an acute lack of lava here. This part where it doesn't just delete the last thing you do, but it deletes like a whole sequence. Non-legendary. Are they non-legendary miners? Yes, they are. Yep, you're right. That hurt. All of this should be fine. I don't know. Oh, wow. That's a lot of things. Oh, that's on Gleba. Gleba is having fun because I'm not really requesting any Glebalicious stuff. None of these are coming back. Outbound, outbound, and this is returning. Okay. This one, please. So now stuff is getting destroyed on Gleba. It is what it is. Oh, really? We're actually running out of this? Well, I did know that was not sufficient, so we'll switch. Okay. This? Something is happening? No? What's not working? Oh, it needs the seed. That gets the plastic inbound. This gets all of that ready. And then I'm going to go up here. And all of this gets legendarized. Here. There. And I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm actually suspecting that I need a second line. I felt there was something about that. I think so. And then go up here, and then... Oh, no. What are you doing? No. All right. Oops, and that one. Well, we need some rocket silo built here. Oh shit, that doesn't work. You can't do that. Can't do that. Belt's in wrong direction. Ah, yeah, this doesn't work. Unfortunately, this is the worst part. Because I wanted to feed them directly into rocket silos, but you can't do that. I'll have to do this and then pick them up with robots, with rockets, which is way too far away. Ugh, I should have built it somewhere else. I should have built it somewhere else. Okay. Why is this not working? Oh, this one. The belt is the wrong way. That's the one that's the wrong way. Yep, this one should have been built somewhere else. Output full? Dude, then output it. Well, you got your stuff, and then I'm gonna do an Aquilo and interrupt. It's gonna be an Aquilo, and then call it resupply, and it says any cargo 0, no. Any import planet there. So anything, any planet import 0 there, right? Or is it like this? Oops. Yes. What do we then do? Then we go to Volcanus and we do not target the unload, but we go here until all requests are satisfied and time has passed. Yes. And then this is going to be Aquilo, where you sit there for 10 seconds. Just sit there and wait. And then you go there for 10 seconds. You check if this condition is done. But this should not be resupply like that. That should just be like that one resupply. Because then it means go back to that location to resupply. How are the UPS going? Down. Yeah. But that's also 3 ships out. That's the main culprit of it. Ah, this takes forever. Funny how it's at 1.2 million and not jumping up to higher levels. Let me just check on Fulgora how we're doing here. They're still deleting. But, I mean, all of this seems to have been taken out, so it's getting better. Tiles. Foundation. Only. Yeah. Might as well take those. Reclaim that. Okay, so this seems to be consistently not taken out. I guess that was from the premise of, yeah, whatever, I can always come back to do that. There's enough of everything else going around, which is true. Still. It's one of those things when you just get started on it, you can't stop. Just delete. I mean, I'm like, I have to get the rest of this junk out. Okay, so now we're getting up here where they are not done with the general deconstruction. Must be the last one. Yes, that was the last one. Okay. A little bit more in terms of builds here. We have this ship. You're standing up here. I should call this category something. Is half a ball of clever science really 120 SPS even if 1/3 gets bored? Nope, it's not. That's why I've overscaled it significantly. There. So that's now a pretty good indicator of what this is called. Then you are going to be calling it this. And then I really should use the arrow inbound because you are kind of an arrow inbound. That one. Let's get that arrow. And then let's make that one. Yes. So that's an intuitive name. So random crap from Volcanus into here. Yes. And this is sitting in orbit and dropping the lives down. Should be getting these. No? Oh, right. That's because we're not actually requesting this yet. Because I need to put it in as a category. This is why I gave it a name. God, that's that one. So now all of this gets requested. And we should see it come in. Cool. Oh, wow. Do I not have... Do I not have this? Oh, no. How do I not have this? Well, Mark, you are now destined to do that. Get that. Shouldn't that actually trigger now? Because there's just one of them that doesn't have it. This one is empty. So shouldn't it now go back? It does. Good. Happy. Yeah, some rare ones, yes. Oh, wait. Some other things came in to bring that in. I don't know what, but something brought in some more stuff. That's fine. Oh, the city blocks, the city blocks. Yeah, so the reason why we were not doing the city blocks was because I actually wanted this part. So now that we are starting to get the city block arenas in. So let's get a dedicated city block here. Oh, this is a great place to start the city blocking. We need a god-awful amount of these. And what was it that someone had done? It was something like this. It seems a little bit excessive. It looks good, but it is pretty damn excessive. And then it would have to be... Mm-hmm. Okay, but now I also would need to have some of these builds here. They are essential to have. And they would need to be built on the... Where would they be built? Maybe that would be a good place to build it like this. Yeah. So we'd sort of have that one of these in the bottom left-hand corner. But that would still mean that this would still also be up here. And they would also be then out here. And here. Let's see if this works. I mean, I want to see if they can heat itself up. There we go. And this one goes in. This is monitoring on 600. We got 20 in. Heat up, heat up, heat up. Everything is heated up. This one is now 15 degrees. It's going to take a while for this one to get some... Okay, do we like this as a city block? I like it. I like it a lot. Needs to be 30 degrees to melt the ice. Burn-on sodas? I don't really like that, burn-on sodas, but you're right. But if we are going to use burn-on sodas, then we'll have to be legendary ones. I even have those in my inventory. Whew. Oink. Legendary burn-on sodas. Isn't that sexy? No, it's not. And this one is not heated up. I could heat it up, but I want to see it sort of gradually heat up here. Like these are not even connected. This little island of heat and this little island of heat. Looks clean and does the job. Efficiency might not be the highest, but megabases tend to ignore efficiency and so on. Yes, good point. Yeah, so now this line is fully heated. And then these two will merge together and then it will slowly push into this location. Tiles. Is that 408? There are these two. I guess we'll make a new line for Aquilo. Snap to grid. 50, 50, 10, 10, 25, 25. Not that. Not that. Looks good. Looks brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Sweet. Actually, do I want concrete on this? Yeah, I do. Power poles don't need heating. Nope, they don't. I think I actually want to get... I think I actually want this. But that's the... okay, I want it with the bad quality concrete. Oops. Three levels of deconstruction. First the entity. First the entity. Then the concrete, and then the... There. Then the landfill. Good. I think this is better. You always end up needing the non-concrete version. That's true. Please put the connection on the left and bottom, also on the inside. Left and bottom also on the connection. Don't know what that... What about two-sided heat pipes? The heat pipes lose... First of all, I couldn't put it here because then they would bother that one. So, no, I'm actually kind of happy with this. I do see the point of having another line just to make it like more big. But if once it comes over here, then I'd have to go down there to it. What do we think about it? Like, I think it'll just waste a lot of... Like, obviously it looks more, I don't know, imposing. Fuck it. It's megabasing. It will not double the tiles, but now it will not. I like this. I like this. I know it's excessive. Oh, right, yeah. I would need to sort of burn the lower, and then the lower here, and the inner one there. So I would have to sort of, yeah. But whatever. This is better. I don't know, better, but this is what I want. And this is 512. Does that make sense? There's a little bit of extra here that is kind of making it an uneven number, but I like this. This is nicely excessive. Good. Good. Well, well, well. If this isn't the new design. Yeah. I think that we want to replace all this shit up here, because that's legacy stuff, with this new build. So first we build an area, then we take and put some power poles and stuff like that in here. I tend to not want to do... okay. Let me think. I would like to have things nearby, and having this line is great, but I do think that I need a second line of this. So probably we could do something like, hey, we keep this and take some of it out and only focus on one product, and then we build another line that's going to be focused on the other product. Maybe we should also try to figure out... Yeah, finally Fusion block will fill in one city block. It absolutely will, I hope. There. So beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's now on its own network though, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is. This one kind of bothers me a little bit, but how much do we have left? Oh, this one is not about having something left. This is just outputting a not actually very much. Oh, look, you. And what about you? Oh, this one's not working either. Power poles don't need to be? No, power poles don't need to be. But these two do. Yeah. I feel this could be probably done better. What if I did something like this? Yeah. Sure. How's that medium power pole not coming in? What the hell? Okay, there's definitely something that is not as stable as we want. Okay, so that's Travis, the normal inbound here. You do not have. You have these basic ones. Sorry, but you're gonna need some better ones. There. And there. And do you have that? Yes. Let's get. Oh. 2,000. Yes. Stone. I don't think I need that because we just have one dedicated to stone already. Whatever. And you're on novice, so that's kind of irrelevant. Oh, these are novice. That shouldn't be. It should be on here. Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna take a while for this to get in here. Oh, this is a heating tower. What? Why? Yeah, speed modules are not legendary either. The heating towers are not legendary. They absolutely should be. Can't have that. That's also my city block design is broken then. Which makes it less easy to fix it now. For these legendaries, yes. I mean, we're gonna need it anyway, so. So nice. Okay. Let's, something is missing here. Let's see. That was the one we were looking for. Devis. Devis is now getting the stuff we needed. Yep. And then you go to Gleba afterwards. That's a lot of stuff you're bringing in. Whatever. They should be fine. I think we need 40 of these because we do need a lot. And more robots need to be input as well. So that's going to be here. We need more robots. This is the one that inputs robots. You. 2,000? 5. Five? And by 5, of course, I mean 10, right? Because silly. I know they're expensive to use here, but these also look disgusting, don't they? Yeah, there you go. Wee, 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 wee. Bring heat pumps from Fulgora, yes. Because I apparently figured out that Fulgora would be the best place to make them. I don't know why. want 2,000 of those. Let's go. This is not the best place to make it. This would be so much easier to make on yeah, make that on Volcanus, where we could just lava into steel and copper and go. Done. Don't know why, but it is what it is. And these are just chugging along. Yeah, legendary heat pipes. Woo, legendary heat pipes. More hit points. Yes. Legendary is indestructible. Ooh, that would be something, right? Right, back to Aquilo. I love this city block. Love it. And it's also past 11, so I'm going to take a save and I'm going to take a short break. Be back in 2 minutes. You don't want to look at that. And there, and there. Be back in 2. Back. We'll just start with the train rant particle live. Why are we not using more trains? Well, because, well, as it was answered, trains are bad. Okay. The reason why trains are bad in here is the railroad report. I mean, I just fixed the railroad report, right? Do you have more? Oh, that one. Yeah, okay, we'll fix that for you. We should just fix all the railroad reports. Like this. A little bit scary to just drag over something here, right? So, yeah, the reason why trains are not being used much is because trains are really bad. Why are trains bad? Trains are bad because they just don't have a lot of throughput. And everything in from vanilla or from the base game to the DLC, what happened was that basically all products were just all quantities were multiplied by somewhere like 50 or something. Productivity speed is like 20 to 50 times faster. Quantities are 20 to 50 times faster. You can go take a look at, like, a fastest belt was 45 per second and now it's 240. Massive increase. And trains, nothing happened. Like, they're slightly faster with legendary fuel, legendary locomotive, they're slightly faster, but they're nowhere near 10 times faster, or 10 or 20 or 50 times faster as they should be, and therefore they just comparatively are less valuable. Is there a way to fix or improve trains? No. Hey Davis, good to see you. You've been we've been talking about your you as a ship, so thank you. They need to significantly increase the cargo size. I don't think actually it matters. And I don't think that they can be fixed because the way that... Okay, multiple dimensions. First of all, on Navis only, you have a huge space because you need copper there and iron there and coal there and stone there and uranium there, and you need to bring it all together to your factory. So trains, obviously. Now I just have lava on Volcanus, whatever, that's what I need. On Fulgora, I have scrap, whatever. On Gleba, plants, whatever. And then, so you no longer need to transport multiple different raw resources to a single production facility. You can now build your production facility from us. Plus, previously you also then okay, now I make a steel facility. So the steel has to go to the purple science and to the blue science and to the yellow science and to whatever else. Now you don't need that anymore because you only need to launch it with a rocket up and then it's over to another planet, which means the inbound logistics is completely destroyed because you can just build your factory where you need. Your outbound logistics is completely destroyed because your outbound logistics is just launch it on a rocket and be done with it. So the need for inbound and outbound logistics is gone, and then whatever else you need, like, okay, plastic on Volcanus, yeah, why not just make it wherever it is? And it's just not fast enough. Example on Volcanus, my favorite example of this, like I have this little plastic facility here that I built and then put it on a train, and then I realized, yeah, it's kind of silly because it makes 2,200 per second and the train can carry a total of 16,000. So okay, 8 seconds and then the train is full. Done. Like I can't keep a train in here parked every 8 seconds, and therefore all of this capacity is just wasted. So it's much more advantageous for me to say, hey, I need a little bit of plastic, then stamp this one down, and then we have 440 plastic per second coming out. Much better. Easiest train buff, quality increases cargo, but it doesn't solve the fact that there isn't really any need for it. The only place you would need it is on Navis, and honestly, why would you need it on Navis? Like, it's not really that interesting. Okay, Battle Nagari is coming back. Why? How much do you have? Okay. So we can actually switch back to the one that I actually want to progress, this one. Approximately infinite late game too, so you can transport most resources with a fluid bus, which is infinite in the I don't know. I wouldn't use an infinite. I wouldn't use fluids as saying they're infinite range, because they. If you with the quantities, let's for example, this one. Yeah, I don't want to transport this on a fluid bus because 540,000 per second. That's a hell of a lot of parallel. If you go beyond the 320 pipeline extent, then you need to extend that line, and you need to extend it by building parallel pumps, and that's a hell of a lot of parallel pumps you need to do for this one. So yeah, is the rate calculator vanilla? No, it's a mod. Cool. Let's have a look at during the break. Did they actually come in? You have been here. Okay, drop that one off. Okay. Why did this one not get extended then? This seems bad. Why? Okay, we got this one at least. But not all of those. Okay, so what I need is I need to take this one. You're happily sitting here, and that's getting not 2,000 in. That is pathetic. I need to do this on Navis, on Volcanus instead. So let's make this on Volcanus, because that freaking sucks. This is going to be such a small and simple build that I don't even know where to place it. It's so small and simple. What is this? Oh, right, that's the launching. Okay, we're building it here. Hello. And that one. And that one. Copper. Yep. And this one is heat pipes. Steel. Ooh, I should have built a beacon here, shouldn't I? Yes. Hello, beacon. The thing we always forget, right? The thing we always forget. I'm putting you into this one as well here. Trash unrequested. Yes. I think this is fine. Let's have a look. Oh, this can consume 450. I think that's going to be fine. Why you no lava? Lava in? Lava? What am I missing? Oh, it's overextended. Oh, that sucks. See, this is the problem. Now, if I do this, it's only going to be 3,000 inbound, and that's not really enough for me. 6,000. Faster! Faster! Go, 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 go. It's not fast enough. It's not even close to fast enough. I don't even need 2 of these. That sucks. It's also funny, this has 300% productivity, so steel is incredibly easy to make. Alright, whatever. This is definitely going to be a better place to do it. So, we're going to take this ship, which is also called Davis, because all ships are these days, and then changing you to be fixed on Volcanus. There we go. You want to go in? Yep. 700 coming in, and we should see this also going up pretty quickly now. Could be better. $800. Yeah, by the time this one has launched all of these, it'll get the last 400, or 200, 300, 250. Yeah. 175, so it doesn't get much faster than this. And I don't really need you. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, we can't really get any further until we get this ship inbound. So let's yell at it until it gets here. And that's the last. So once this one's here, we're happy. Yes, atomic bombs work, but I prefer to use a nuclear reactor because nuclear reactors can be transported by a spaceship, and they are a lot cheaper. Plus, you can place them with a blueprint, so that, for example, I have some blueprints here, such as this one. Which is literally just the places I want to nuke for lava maker for purple science, including the fuel already pre-inserted. I also have that equivalent for lava maker for military, like this. And then we look at military science. Wherever you might be there, you can see built to these three locations for the lava maker. You can see these bubbles here. Same with the purple science, the bubbles down here for making lots of stone and deleting, I don't know, 2,000 copper per second, 3,000 copper per second times that. So it's 12,000 copper per second I delete. Like the numbers just going back to pre-space age, like, oh yeah, there will be a design where your science is, or your, in order to make purple science, you need to delete 12,000 copper plates per second. What? I hit that part, yeah. Me too, but it's fun to figure it out, to set it up, and then after you build it, you kind of go like, yeah, it shouldn't have to be like this. But all right, they gave us the rules, we abuse the rules, they nerf it, we find something else. You could have used those 3k copper for the heating thing. Ah, yes, I could use it for the heating thing. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's tying things together is just not my thing. All right, this is really slow. Why are you so slow? Well, you are coming in. So once you get that, then I think we'll skip Glebelicious here and then just go straight to Aquilo because we need it. We need this one inbound. And here comes the last, and then we can leave. Go. Off to Aquilo. Right. What would we like to do? So I'd obviously like to remove all of this. This thing here, the fluorine, isn't really necessary because I'm also getting it in from the train, so that's fine. I actually think there's a mistake with this train. Yes. So what this does is it stays out and then it comes back and then it stays back here until it's empty. That's not a great idea. The reason why it's not a good idea to stay here until empty is that the stations out here are going to freeze over. Because they only get like a limited amount of fuel in here. And once that fuel is out, then this is slowly cooling down. You can see the temperature maybe behind me, you can see that cooling. And then eventually we'll start seeing that this is cooling down and shutting down because it doesn't go out. You could say that, well, it doesn't really matter because by then all the boxes will be full. And then when it kickstarts, it'll kickstart with full boxes. So yeah, there's a decent argument that any science that can be made on Novice should be. Taking science from a cargo landing pad is UPS intensive. Taking science from a cargo landing pad is UPS intensive. I understand what you're saying, but the implied logic of that is this part is UPS intensive. Yes, correct. But is it more UPS intensive than having a massive train network because you need to build it everywhere and then it's like a gigantic area plus how many active chunks you have available plus all the factories and builds and all that stuff? And then, you know, I don't think so. This is surprisingly modest. Like it's 3,000 robots. Like we're using 3,000 logistics bots. I don't think that's UPS intensive. I really don't think so. And all these belts are mostly fully saturated. So I don't. Yes, it is UPS intensive, but compared to what? Because you have to compare it to the alternative, and well, I don't know. Can we just get our things out here? Yes, you. That says not 0. Why are you not 0? Why is this one not dropping? Okay, there we go. Drop, 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 drop. Yes, 0, perfect. It just got here. Then we should see all of this going in. I think I'm actually going to delete this part up here. Because I want to replace everything with city block build. So I need to basically say... Yeah, I basically need to start sort of replacing this. And maybe I'll start by making one of these blocks into a launcher block. That could be a thing. Man, designing on Aquilo is awful. Is there one space? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is really also awful to do this. And look at this, 300%. Still 300%. No! Oof. Yeah, okay, so I think that it's better to make this design, but make it here. Yes. Yeah, that's a good launching block for Aquilo, I think. And then of course we need I love this kind of thing, this idea of just having the minimalistic designs. Actually, I don't know if I do. Do I? Because then I also need to delete this. Oh man, that's a pain in the ass to do this. I don't want to do it everywhere, but I think this design here is going to be a repeated design. That's got to be possible to do this. So it's not foundation, it's refined. No, just normal concrete. Normal concrete and also ice platform, yeah? Well, that's not really what I wanted, is it? Nope, it was definitely not what I wanted. So it's also kind of clear that we do not have enough of these builds. So that's something that is concerning. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that sucks. That's gonna take forever to fill these up. Yeah, that's better. No feed in by belt. Feed what in by belt? This one is just like random stuff launching like this one, which isn't something I should be using much. Most of it should be launching with the direct insertion, so I just need some kind of launchability here. Silos, yeah. This is just a block that can launch rockets, so I can replace this part. Because, I don't know, sometimes we need some of these and these and these and these and these and these, and I need to be able to launch it from here. So that's it. But the vast quantity of all of this will be launching from these locations. So I'm going to have to redesign all of these builds to sort of fit in a city block design, which is going to be fun. Come to fix science. No, I didn't come to fix science. I came to redesign science. I didn't come to fix it because it is working and it's working fine. But in order for me to scale up, I have to the first thing I need to do is get away from this grid and over to this grid. And once I go over to this grid, then I want to get the whole thing over because it's such a small base. So why not just fix it properly now that we can? Which means that everything have to be redesigned in a proper manner, which I definitely don't mind. A little bit careful not to sort of this is such a beautiful design. I love this. Is probably like this is way better than it looks. Like it looks neat, but the fact that I had this arbitrary constraint that it must fit in here, it's tileable as well, and it's ratioed. It's just so damn good. This one, it's so good. So yeah, and now it's completely redundant because we're going somewhere else. Let's do this one. And then put that inside of a city block. That seems really good. What about reusing the existing silos? Oh, that's a good point. That's probably a really good point. Interesting. A little bit careful. Because I did need to, or want to move this anyway. Whee! Oh, power. What did I forget power for this? That's also a nice electrical grid design, which I, for some reason, did start to feel. Okay, so now I should be able to use this without destroying anything. I hope. Because now it'll only take the stuff that it can. Why does it not take this out? What is this? Why are you not getting deleted? What? Yeah, this looks nice. This is a nice design. That's a really pretty design. Everything about it is just so nice and symmetrical and happy. How phallic. You're really, really leaning into that then. But you do you. Let's see. This thing here doesn't have a value. No, it does not have no value. Hmm. Isn't this weird? Like, this is concrete. Yes. It deletes. Why you no delete? Snowy concrete. Frozen concrete. Oh, you kidding me? That's a different thing. It's a different thing. That's why. All right. Frozen concrete. Interesting. I really need to move that power plant before I do something stupid. And I'm about to do something stupid, so... Ooh. No, why? Whoa, 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 why does it do that? It shouldn't be deleting stuff that already exists. No. Hmm. This is weird why it does that. Hmm. Let's go down here. A little concerning that this is empty. Why are they not coming in? They might be stuck somewhere. The robots are bad. Okay, I get it. Robots are bad on this planet. They are. Yeah, charging here is 5 times as annoying. Yes. For some reason. I guess it's just to make sure that we don't sort of do a robot base, which is obviously what we do. We just go more all in on the robots. Oh. Somehow you also lost that one. Oh, really? Hold on. No, no. Look at that. Weird. Yeah. So, next one is a power plant. I'm just gonna take this. I don't think I need to put in that much effort into this. Looks pretty good. Ooh. These are not legendaries. They really should be. Yes. Okay, they're heating up down here. It's coming in, heating up. But you don't have your power. So I actually need to make sure that that is part of this design. And I haven't figured out a good way to do this, because there is a chance that this sort of overflows or something, so... yeah. That one. That one. Like, I wish I could measure the content of these boxes, but I can't. Can I put a... No wire. So there's no way for me to know if these are somehow running out. And they do tend to do that. At the side of the cryo? Yes. Oh, right. That's the side of the cryo plant. You're right. But now it also has the issue that this line and this line are really not connected anymore. Doesn't really matter. Count the amount of time to move shuttle swing. That's not really gonna help, actually. I need to put 200. 200, that seems like very low. Oh, there's only 2 boxes. I need to have this, each of these. So this one is full. This one is less plasma. That's because it doesn't have the cooling thing, which I can't even see anymore. Oh yeah, they're empty, and here, okay. 400. So this one starts to have a little bit of the cold. This has some cold. This has some cold. This has some cold. They're just really bad at distributing them between them. And I want them to get like 50. Actually, I probably should have taken 40 in here. They're almost half full, and that's where I want to be. There's a contour cryo plant. This one? Yes, I can, but that should always be empty, or near empty. There. This one is not really getting it because it has to sort of flow through this area, which is empty. So I think if I was redesigning it, I would try to redesign it so that this line connects up here as well, so that there's a full loop around. But I don't think that's what I want to do right now. Good. I think this one has enough. They're almost all of them at half. This one does have a little bit, but low input fluid. I need to do that. Okay, so let me think. Could this one be moved over here? Yes, it absolutely could. So, question, could this one then be moved up here somehow? Yes, it absolutely could. There. This one can always just be brought somewhere else. I think this is safer in terms of making sure that it flows all the way around. So when you come out, it can go directly into this one. Full. Like this is 90% full or 86% full, 90% full, 65% full, and 0% full. Why? Why are they not evening out? Bothers me, right? Like, when it goes out into this box, this one should be able to consume. So weird. Oh yeah, this heating pipe is not a heating pipe at all. Yeah, these heating pipes are not really heating much. But I don't mind having this one go a little bit further out. I don't get it. Explode the build? I don't need to do that. I mean... the problem with this is that it's no longer symmetric. I mean, that's a problem for me. Okay? It is. It's a massive problem. And also, this is no longer powered. It's a light. I think I can live without a light being powered, but still annoying. This is essential. Here I could put something in here, right? This one would actually get us. Then I don't think I need these. Yeah, okay. So just 2 of these. They don't work. Okay. That makes something a little bit easier, I guess. I actually think I need this one here. So they actually get built when I want them to get built. Yeah? That's actually pretty interesting, I think. But then I don't need all of this out here. That got a lot better somehow. Now I don't have a good way to put stuff in. Oh, I actually have an excellent way to put stuff in here. Like this one. This one's an excellent way to put stuff in. Almost. This is really nice. So much better now. This is still empty. Completely full, half empty. Like, why are you so unbalanced? I don't get it. Because you'd think that when it comes out from this one, actually I think this can be done better by doing this. Is that better? It's fine. Flip the cryo plant. No, I can't do that. Oh, the cryo plant. This one? Why? Flip it? Flip. Why? Just mirroring the whole thing, that would be making a difference. As soon as it gets out here, it's equally available to this point and this point. This is the part, right? It's just that consumption here. They are just weird that they are not evening them out very well. This one has about 1k. So now this one has something. Like, they're all pretty full, but now the question is, will it then overflow? I don't know. This one can consume 10 per second, so it can consume this is now output full. See this? Fuck! Really? Output full. Is that the plasma output full, or is it... I don't get it. I don't know. No, output full must... What does output full mean? Means that these are not using anything? Yeah, power output is very low right now. Okay. Okay. So this is a power block. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I think I want to get one more of each of these. Oh, that's a beautiful design up here. Blah. What the hell went wrong? Oh, that one went wrong. And that one. Ooh, they snuck in. And then you got confused. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ta-da! And then I'm gonna delete this. What could possibly go wrong? It's 10 minutes until closing time. I'll just fix it off camera then if I mess it up too much. Yay, we're actually deconstructing things. I don't know what this is. This is a... Okay, this is a deleter for stuff. Substation in the middle of the last block. Substation in the middle of the last block. Why can I not see it? Most left line. This is the most left line. Thank you. Wow, I was blind. Good spot. Good spot. And you're like, there! There! It's right there! I don't know what this is for, but I guess we'll try to save it until I figure out what it's for and delete it again. Because then I can delete all of this up here. And I can delete all of this. Wow. Might be getting a little bit over enthusiastic on the whole delete thing, but you know. So I like this. This is definitely useful. Now, what is it we want to do aside from this? We need one block to be just like a hub block. All that empty space now. Football field. That's not my first idea at minus 200 degrees, but okay. I think what we want to do is do some design work here, which is perfect because we now have city blocks that are fully paved. And still we have not connected the new and the old network. I feel that's a little bit of a useless constraint. Should just be one network. This is also a good design. There's a lot of good designs here on Aquilo. I think we actually we took Aquilo from being like a really annoying place that didn't really make any sense at all to being a place that just, okay, this makes sense, this is working, this is good, all that stuff, and yeah. No fuel. Wow, these robots. They're all legendary at least. Look at all the stuff that's dropping from the sky. That's nice. It's either delete the barren ice patches in between power plant or pave it with concrete. Yes. Power plant entities. Oh, right, this one. Yeah. I think this one has to be paved because it looks weird. It doesn't look good. Like on the rocket silo, it looks good because it's symmetrical. This one, not so symmetrical, just haphazard, honestly. It was not concrete I used. It should have been concrete. Much better. Thank you. It would take global warming to heat up Aquilo. There isn't a whole lot of global warming on Aquilo. Right, so let's try to sort of use this as a good test block for what it is we want to design. Honestly, I'm not going to start any design. I just realized what time it is. So what have we done today? Well, we got all the stuff available that we want to get inbound, and then we have now gotten the rocket silo, we got the city blocks, we got the rocket silos, and we got the power plants. Yay! Are the power plants working? No. Let's make sure that they work at least. Half full, half full, half full, half full. Perfect. They're all half full. Great. But I do want this to be with 1000. So if it suddenly dries up and power just shuts down, then I can just rotate this one, which doesn't require power, and then it flows in another 1000, and it should maybe kind of start. Maybe. Yeah. Are these working? Yeah. This one has 1000 in here, so I'm just going to do that. There we go. Yeah, they're almost full, all of them. Perfect. So we have 2 power plants working, and that gives us, power-wise, it gives us 7 gigawatt of power. Sounds about right. Okay, so we're done with power. That's fine. And we have a nice city block grid. That's also great. And then we can now start. We've also started replacing half the base. And then we can start designing the new stuff next time. That link the new and the old block are placed 2 rows extra wide apart. They are indeed. That's just to see that they're different, right? Also here? Yes, also here. I like this way of just hooking it up. It's kind of signifying how they are connected. I like that. It's sort of linking it, latching onto it, I guess. Super wasteful with all this stuff, but whatever. So what kind of city blocks do we need? We need one for just the hub parts, all this stuff here. Then we need one for launching and stuff like that, which is going to be a pain in the ass to move, which I kind of want here. Then we need to make like a bus, maybe just a single line of city blocks just for the bus. That's crazy. And let's see. So, good. Well, we're going to wrap up here. Next stream will be on next Sunday. I'm going to try to make a video tomorrow morning, but I'm not sure I have the time because kids and stuff. And we also got cleaned up a lot on Fulgora. Look at that. It's completely clean. Whoop. All that goes away. Idiots. They can't delete the last part. There you go. Why are they not going back? How can they get stranded out? Oh. Whatever. We're gonna look happy on Aquilo. So, thank you for watching. I'll be back on Sunday, going to a nice Tantra festival this week, and I'm gonna have so much fun, I hope. And yeah, so you guys take care, and I'll see you guys on Sunday, and that will be the last of my vacation weeks. So after that, it'll be regular whatever week, whatever that seems like. And thank you for the hype train. Good night. Take care. Stay effective, everyone. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, we just got a research. Nice. Sweet. Good night.